Okay, everybody, hello and welcome to the Sunday Sub Battles. Couple of things before we start. Number one, as always, I'm on a Scottish internet connection. Connection may die, in which case we'll be down for about 30 seconds and then we'll be right back up again. Number two, I'm very sick, so excuse any sort of coughing, sneezing, sniffling, gasping that may be going on. So I see a lot of people are here already. Welcome to everyone who's turned up. Brown, Neon, and Shokyakuro. I already have you guys added for round one battles. Don't worry about it. And Neon, Facebook tells me that today is your birthday. So happy birthday, man. Okay. So, as always, we will start out with sort of a look over what's changed in the past week before we get into the Sunday sub-battles. And, of course, the big news on everyone's lips is new BLZ cards, which a few of you did predict. So, kudos if you did. Well done. So, we will go through the new BLZ cards because there's actually some pretty good ones in there. And we'll take a look at what's currently looking meta-viable and what, we think maybe might turn out to be surprise successes or surprise failures. Everyone's singing happy birthday to Neon. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit better every day, Majin. Thank you. I'm going to get you all sick, Matteo, yes. There you go. Now you're all sharing in my cold. So it brings us closer together. Hello, Tubo. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so first of all, let's just actually before we do anything else, Moth made a special request that I show the 4 new BLZ heroes that you can get in this release. Good lord, there's a lot of heroes now. Okay, so here we go. The 4 new heroes are first up, 9 the Phantom. So there she is there. Her special ability is set your most abundant resource to 0 when leveling up, which is the and deals the amount reduced as damage to a random opponent creature, which is actually... So, yeah, like a bit of a weird one. A bit of a weird one. I can honestly see a couple of niche decks that would use it, but for the most part, probably not going to want to touch that one. Welcome, Nacho. Welcome, Cookat. What's up? What's up? Okay, so that's 9. You get... Now, I've opened up the thing. You get 9. She will appear in your list when you have acquired 60 BLZ season cards. And you can unlock her, actually get her, by winning 6 times with a deck that includes a BLZ season card in it. Martin told about the timing with her. Yes. She... As I say, I can see her working in like 1 or 2 very niche decks. She's not going to be like a go-to hero, but not useless, actually. Next up is Hades Izanami, who's very awesome looking. Charging at level 3 deals 3 damage to a random creature. Dealing damage with this effect decreases the hero's HP by 1. So, another interesting one. Honestly, again, a fairly decent gimmick hero, honestly. If you're not going to be bringing out creatures early on, then you might want to run Hades, perhaps. That way it'll help you to get rid of enemy creatures. You level 3, or any opponents put down a bunch, just charge, and you remove basically the entire field, or a lot of it, and it only costs you 1 HP per charge. So that's pretty cool. One saying, Big Quick, hello. Che Guevara, there you go. I can see live broadcast. Yes, Guevara. Recently BLZ collaboration showing the excitement. Yes. Cookat, you had to make a quick username tonight. Okay. Dylan, laptop ready, phone ready. Nice. Never seen that art before, Moth. Yeah, I like it, honestly. It's pretty good art. By the way, Japanese, yes. You can tell by the katakana. Her plus growth vine. Yeah, interesting, actually. Yeah. Growth vine plus blood sipping vine. And you get Hades by acquiring 90 BLZ season cards. She will appear and you unlock her, you gain her as a usable hero when you win 9 times with a deck that includes BLZ season cards. Izanami plus Growth Vine, Charging Hell, yes, and Blood Sipping Vine. That's another charge activate. Then we have S, who is by far my favorite hero out of the new release, and possibly my favorite hero, period, right now. When a friendly creature directly attacks an opponent's creature, deals 3 extra damage. If an opponent's creature directly attacks your hero, that creature will deal 1 extra damage. He's one of, if not the only hero in the game whose positives far outweigh her negatives. Most heroes have like the negative almost outweighs the positive, or they're kind of neutral. In the case of like Tina and Elle and all the rest of them, who can help or hurt each other, but S is just phenomenal. She takes creatures with low attack values and just buffs them like crazy. She's basically a permanent Phantom of the Wolf +1, which is just ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. Moth, you have a question about those quests? Sure. Get BLZ card shitload on. Yep. S here is insanely strong. What do you think? I think she's going to get nerfed because you can only unlock her, acquire her by gaining BLZ season cards. And her effect is so powerful, I'm pretty sure we're going to see that hero getting a nerf. Yeah, so S, you need to have one... In order for her to appear, you need to acquire 120 BLZ season cards. And in order to gain her, you need to win 12 times with a deck that includes BLZ season cards. So 120 BLZ season cards. It's not beyond the realms of possibility, but that's a fair amount of cards. It's too strong for fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just going to see her pretty much dominate the meta from now on, this hero. So Skeleton becomes a Skeleton King in terms of damage, yeah. I mean, Elf and Elephant become dynamite. Pan becomes incredibly powerful. I mean, hell, even Penguin becomes viable with the ES hero. Moth, is that 120 including the older BLZ card? Yes, included. It's just any BLZ card, 120. Will the quests persist after the boosters are gone? Yes, they will. Yes, so good. Yeah, she is just the best hero right now, in general. Yeah, I mean, L is still the best for countering gimmicks, but S is just the best neutral hero now. The thing is, as long as it asks you to acquire BLZ cards, you can get the hero with time. When it asks you to buy boosters, sort of... Yeah, I mean, the problem is really that it's acquire 120 BLZ season cards just to get her, and it's 150 to get the next one. So if you are a new player that joins like a couple of weeks from now, you won't have access to any of the BLZ cards. So you would need to purchase out of the player store 120 BLZ cards, and that's not really doable. So... she's strong but hard to play for PvG. Yeah, I wouldn't advise running her in Veteran. Absolutely not. She'd probably be okay in Rookie if you were really good, but you generally don't want to go with the, takes extra damage for PvG. But in PvP, just... very powerful. And she's great for PvG. She's great for Rookie and Veteran Ghost decks. Don't run her manually, but definitely make your Ghost runner because... holy crap. Pengu buff. Yes, Penguin buff. Morning, George. Hello. Hello, Kelpesh. Welcome. Hello, Antoine. Welcome to the stream. Martin, does duplicates count? Yes. It just has to be 120... Well, it just has to be X number of BLZ cards. You can have 120 of exactly the same card if you want. As long as it's BLZ. And last of the new ones... is my Natsume. When leveling up, deals 1 damage, ignoring defense to a random opponent creature, and receives 4 damage when leveling up. So, I'm not really sure why you'd use her, honestly. Because 1 defense ignoring damage is kind of meh. And taking 4 damage, I mean, that does affect, especially if you're running a lot of mutants, that will seriously affect how many hit points you gain when you level up, how many maximum and current HP. Dylan Pender, I'm using ES for sub-battle to have a tourney. Currently, we're allowing all of this stuff, but today's sub-battle is one of the reasons I've done the modifier for today being you have to include at least 1 BLZ card, and these heroes are allowed, is that we're kind of running as a sort of an informal test. If people come back from this and go, you know what, that's kind of dangerously unbalanced, then we may do what we did for the last tournament and ban the most recent heroes and cards, just because a lot of players may not have access to them. Maya is the cutest and 9 is the hottest. Imagine, okay. Beastkin Jane is hottest. Okay. Che Guevara, which booster pack should you buy right now? Buy the BLZ booster packs because they're limited edition. You'll be able to sell the cards in them for a lot of gold. Galime, you did it 10 minutes late, but you did it. Hey, hello. Matthew, right now BLZ. Yeah, right now buy BLZ cards. Always buy the limited edition collaboration booster packs when they come out, because a month or two down the line, even the useless cards will still be able to be sold for a lot of money. How do you unlock Mai? Yes, sorry. In order to make her appear in your list, you need to acquire 150 BLZ season cards. And in order to unlock her properly, you need to win 15 times with a deck, including BLZ season cards. Because I bought so many BLZ season cards from the last collaboration booster, as soon as the patch activated, I was immediately given all 4 of these heroes. It was awesome. But yeah, for everybody else, you got to acquire 150 BLZ season cards and win 15 times with a deck that includes at least 1 BLZ season card in order to get all 4 heroes. Honestly, the win X times with a deck including BLZ season cards is easy. They're very, very easy because there's some really, really good BLZ cards. But yeah, acquiring 150 is a bit tricky. There's, what, 5 per pack? So that's a lot. That's a lot. Puchecheni, hello, welcome to the stream. Imagine you have to unlock them all because you missed the last BLZ. Yeah. Matthew, you're about to get S, just 3 cards more. All right, good. That's all you really need. I mean, it's, unlock them if you can because, hey, why not? But yeah, yes, S is the best hero right now. Siganteng, the wins must be PvP. Nope. As far as I can tell, normally if it's PvP, it'll specify that they need to be arena wins. This just says win 12 times. So I'm assuming PvG counts and possibly even the dailies. I'm not sure about that though. As I said, you just got it. No, they just gave it to me because I had all of the cards and stuff before. Big Quick, you just started Mabinogi Duel this week and you love it? Nice, welcome. Join the Arcanos Discord. George, you were surprised when you unlocked them without doing anything, yeah? Mukro Algesco made you stack a shitload of BLZ wins. Yep, Mukro was just one of those amazing ones. Man, now it's mostly S versus S. Yep, it used to be L versus L all the time, and now you're just going to see S all the time. You can't tell how far you are from unlocking the S quest. You can do it manually, I suppose. If you open up your cards and go into the BLZ thing, you can kind of get a general idea of how many of these you have. So, BLZ. I think you can probably get an accurate count actually in the gallery, but I'm not sure about that. But, I mean, you can see from the numbers that I've got on mine, 19 of some of these cards and 11, 14, all this kind of thing. I'm okay for this. S and L, yeah. Yeah, L's still best for anti-gimmick, but S is going to be the go-to default hero now. Main card, Susano. Susano is strong. Yes, the effect is all strong. Use it, get. I love Susano. We're going to go into these cards in a minute, but Susano, I really, really like Susano. He's basically a rechargeable Hellhound. It's awesome. Reg only had 27 BLZ cards. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. You need 120 to get S and 150 to unlock all the new heroes. People send him. What was the number for unlocking the S quest? 120 BLZ season cards. Margin, it should tell you when you scroll down heroes and go down to non-appearing heroes or something. Yeah, it should do. But Moth said it wasn't showing up for him, so. Calpish, still use the L hero. You hate S. She never. You can't win with S, really. He must be the only person in the world who can't win with S. She makes battles so much easier. Looks badass. Yes, he does indeed. He does indeed. Buy a shitload of geese. Yeah. It does make a lot of cards that were not quite as useful before super useful now, and it really supercharges Elf and Elephant. I'm really enjoying running Ambush Vine with basically everything now, because one of Ambush Vine's problems was that you could, if it was brought out in front of like an elf or something like that, it would die before the elf did. But now, with S's effect, the Ambush Vine will kill anything that it gets summoned in front of, basically. Calpish, you mean she didn't win against you? Well, again, you're just fighting players who aren't as good then. L is still in the favorites. Yeah, L is still kind of the go-to hero. Her ability to manipulate enemy HP and shut down gimmicks is super useful. She's a good hero to default to, is L, always, because just, you're up against the gates of hell, usually you immediately win. But S is just amazing. What's my strongest card? I don't know. My favorite cards are the Warlords. As for the card that I think is the strongest, I really don't know, because the meta keeps changing very, very quickly. And I'm honestly not that interested in super OP cards. I didn't run Lusalka when she was big. I didn't run Ellerin when she was big. I don't run gimmicks. I don't find it very enjoyable to play a game which, you know, the odds are mathematically stacked in my favor. What am I drinking? It's my Arc Juice. What do I think is the hardest to outplay? Gimmick decks, generally speaking. If you don't know they're coming, gimmick decks are the hardest to outplay. If you do know they're coming, then obviously it's very easy to work around them. But if you're playing friendly duels, or somebody manages to mask their gimmick deck very well in the PvP arena, those can be impossible because they rely on you having the exact counter to that particular deck, and the odds are not in your favor. A gift from So Is The Man. So Is The Man. Whippy, 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 and whippy. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. It's all going to go towards cards, which go towards videos. So let's change the question towards what's my highest shop value card. Again, I don't really play the market. I mean, at the moment, it's probably Skathach. I have a bunch of her. Tabithia, maybe you should give up on getting the Succubus Queen. Give it another couple of weeks to a month, and you'll start seeing her pretty cheap on the store, on the player store. Martin, you know there's some better than her, like Jurgen, sort of. Strongest, in your opinion, is Skathach. Yep, I mean, she's a very good card, very, very powerful card. Show is my highest cost card. I don't know what my highest cost card is. I probably, as I say, probably Skathach. Where is it? C2, I think, wasn't it? So, yeah, probably Skathach. She still goes for like a couple million. But I really don't know. I don't play the market. So I don't really keep up to date with current prices. Anyway, Rian, hola, welcome. So let's go over the new BLZ cards, and we'll talk about how they fit into meta. Now, again, I have been really, really sick over the last couple of days. I was basically comatose yesterday, so I haven't done as much testing as I wanted to. So I can't speak with a great deal of authority on some of these cards. I haven't really gotten in depth with some of them. A couple of them I have. As I say, Susano I really enjoy. Rechargeable Hellhound is phenomenal. But some of these cards I haven't really delved into. So if you have had a lot of experience with them, and you know of like a combo or a gimmick or a trick or something to use with them, chime in the chat box. Moth, Twitch stopped working for you. Oh, shucks. Tubo, wasn't show us his millions of coins collection. No, look how much gold I have right now. Look at that, 118,000. Okay, I never have much gold because I keep having to buy new cards to make videos with. I'm always flat broke. Anyway, 1.9 million, that which is it. Okay. All right, so first up, in no particular order, beyond resource cost, Covenant Blade Murakumo destroys a targeted friendly sword creature, deals damage equal to the sum of the destroyed creature's attack, defense, and HP against one random opponent creature. It's not bad, honestly. If you're the kind of player who likes to run shield throw, Covenant Blade's actually not terrible. Because it has, you know, decent scaling, 1, 2, 3, and then when you get up to level 3, it will deal the sum of the attack, defense, and HP against 3 random opponent creatures. So it's kind of like a sort of a more damage dealing in some ways shield throw, but at the cost of sacrificing a creature card. So it's actually not terrible. You'd need to run it in a very particular, very specifically designed deck, but it's not utterly useless. Your favorite card in the BLZ expansion is my Natsume. She's very good, and also very cute. Calpe should go with 2.5 million for Skathach. Yeah. Moss, you couldn't find the quest for the new heroes, so you bought a ton of BLZ packs right now. Turns out you'd already unlocked them somehow. Feels bad, man. 1.5 million... Seiki, yeah, I know a couple of those. You're buying only boosters with Lilith and Master Templar and you can't get them. Sucks. Alright, moving on. Future Moth, that sword spell is probably really good with Materio decks. No, not really. The problem with that is that with Materio you kind of want the swords to live. You want one sword out onto the field when you summon Materio so that he'll summon a second sword. He'll destroy one of those swords to do his AoE, but one sword remains out onto the field to protect him from targeted spells. So you don't really want to remove him that way, but you could build a mana gold light deck, which had light flying sword, gold flying sword, and Kadir's flying sword coupled with that sword spell, and you can actually do a significant amount of damage. Again, kind of niche, but you can work it. Brown, you had a very uncomfortable discussion on Discord about Mai and Natsume, you know, since she was a boy before. Yes, I actually I saw that conversation. Well, you know, however Mai self-identifies, right? Yes, it's better with number 13 decks if we weren't nerfed to death. Yeah, if she wasn't nerfed to death, number 13 would have worked really well with her. You moved to full screen, so you won't comment that much, just following margin, no problem. Okay, so Geminis and Ouroboros. I don't know. That's like Latin coupled with Greek. It's bizarre. When your opponent summons a creature whilst this card is in the grave, drags that creature to the front of the strongest friendly creature and returns to the owner's hand. This is actually super good in particular decks. If you're running Il Aggressor or Scathach or something like that, if you time it correctly, this can be phenomenal, because Il Aggressor will kill, Scathach will immediately kill. So if you have a suspicion your opponent's about to bring out something big, and you have something like Scathach or Il Aggressor out onto the board, and they count as your most powerful creature in terms of attack value, drop Geminis into the grave. Pretty powerful. 1, 2, 3 again, so good scaling. Nathan, you're not late. Not particularly. 23 minutes. We have just begun. We've been through the 4 new heroes, talking about them. We're just starting on the new BLC cards. Scamcat traded you light flying sword for golden leopard, but 4/4 trades. It doesn't matter. You got Fergus now. Yeah, this is a new one, isn't it? Gallia Spheras Exil deals 4 defense ignoring damage to a selected target. Damage doubles if the target's defense is 4 or higher. So that becomes 4, 5, and 6, and the target's defense 4, 3, 2. It's basically a defense creature killer, but since most people don't run creatures that specialize in defense over HP, because Notira's Needle and Paralyzing Bullet and Bullet of Illusion are things, I can't really see any particular use for this. If you're going to go for a defense-ignoring spell, you're much better off going for Paralyzing Bullet. It costs significantly less resources, and Gallia doesn't really kill anything that Paralyzing Bullet wouldn't kill, so... Cookout, why don't you chime in more in the group to cool for us? I don't know what that means. Moth, if it couples well with Scathach, it'll probably couple well with Seeker Everest Mutant that you can unlock right now with a pretty hefty quest. I guess. I mean, I'm not sure why though. I mean, Seeker Everest doesn't demand that the creature be put in front of him. I mean, I suppose you can turn, you know, Seeker Erebus would turn them into a phantom and then would move them in front. But once they've been turned into their other creature, you don't really care where they get placed because their attack value is pretty terrible, all things considered. But yeah, I mean, you could, certainly. But it's better to couple it with creatures that will do something horrific to whoever's in front of them. What's up next? Okay, Minerva destroys the target when a friendly Cecilia A. Mercury restores an opponent creature to maximum HP. So don't really play her by yourself. Cecilia summons her automatically. No real reason to have a Minerva out onto the field, unless you're really doubling down on the Cecilia, in which case you could have multiple Minervas, because then her effect would activate separately, so you could kill a lot of people. Scathach Everis Nereva. Since its nature, that would be very, very expensive. You generally, and it's not a great resource trilogy. That's why when I did the video with Scathach Nereva, my third resource was Dark, because Xena's actually better than Everis. And does the same thing, charges up Nereva. DevCam must reprint old expansion packs, especially Seigi and Scathach. Don't think they will. It would be nice if they did for new players, but I don't think they will. Next up is Ignis. Again, no real point of putting her in your deck because she gets summoned automatically by another character. Has 1 energy. Well, we'll open this up. Has 1, 2, or 3 energy, plus 1 energy every turn. When she has 3 or more energy, attacks the opponent in front again at the end of the turn. So not bad, given that her attack value is 9. If you summon her at level 3, using the card that actually summons her, she can actually do a significant amount of damage, which is pretty cool. Everest is so neat, though. He's neat, but he's not very good, is the problem. I mean, if you're going to transform a creature when it appears, you kind of want to transform it into something useless. Pojechini, you like the Hades hero in this expansion. 3 damage via charge level 3 is nice. Yeah, we'll get to him in a second. So, Lux Sanctus, I'll just start opening these up. Lux Sanctus, 3, 4, 5. Destroys all friendly sword creatures. When a sword creature is destroyed by this effect, deals 10, 12, or 14 damage to a random opponent creature, and 1, 1, and 2 damage to the opponent hero. So that's, again, pretty cool if you're going for like a big sword deck. If you threw out 3 swords, then that's, 30, or basically at level 1, that would be 30 damage. You wouldn't be using it at level 1. It would be 14 damage 3 times, which is just nice. That's a lot of damage. Again, niche card, you need to build a particular deck around. It's more for fun. It's not really meta viable, but still pretty enjoyable. So Pernicaro. Well, they just reprinted Blaze Blue late. Yeah, kind of. They didn't reprint it. Blaze Blue was the last collaboration. It only came out fairly recently, and this is an expansion to it. Once Blaze Blue is done and they've moved on to a second collaboration, it's really unlikely they'll come back to old ones. You never know. They might, but it's unlikely. Imagine that would be insane with Materio, wouldn't it? Again, I kind of don't recommend that sort of thing with Materio. You do want to keep at least one sword alive with Materio. I mean, you could use it as a sort of a quick finisher if you were really, really bold, but generally you want to summon Materio and you want to summon another sword, because then you'll have 2 swords in the field. Materio will kill one, but the other one will stay alive, and that will protect him from targeted spells. So you don't really want to remove Materio's swords unless you're really good at enemy resource manipulation, in which case you can use that because he'll keep resummoning swords. If you're really sure that you're going to be able to keep Materio alive, then by all means, but otherwise, tricky. Ragnar value dropped from 500,000 to 250,000 thanks to that, yeah. Honestly, Ragnar shouldn't have been at 500,000 to begin with. That was vastly overpriced. He's a decent enough tempo card, tempo aggro, but his better versions. So next is what am I drinking? It is my special arc juice, the source of all my powers, and its ingredients are a closely guarded secret. Those cards are for the number 13 inner variants, way too expensive. Unfortunately, they share the same resource, so it's no good. Hello, Lukaku. Welcome. Someone always asked about the arc juice. Yes, that's why I do it. All right, so Kagusa Mutsuki. 3/4/5, light creature, has 1, 2, and 3 energy, plus 1 energy every turn. If it has more than 3 energy, he will destroy any opponent that attacks him. So, pretty decent. I mean, he doesn't meet HP breakpoints, which is a little unfortunate for him, really. But he is only 1 resource outside of it, so as removal spell bait, he's pretty good. The difficulty with him really is that you need to summon him at level 3. He's pretty pointless at level 1 and 2, which is a shame, because he needs to gain resources. I mean, he might be usable at level 2, but at level 1, very bad idea. Tricky to use at level 2, and at level 3, possible, but tricky. Praveen, hello, welcome to the stream. You guys are reviewing the new Blaze collaboration cards? Yes. Dylan Pender, he doesn't work like that. Who doesn't work like what? Moth, he's one of those Ragnar-like cards, pretty decent, but not an all-rounder. No. Dylan, he destroys any creature he attacks. Okay, so it destroys the creature he attacks. Fair enough. With 3 energy. Yeah, I mean, whenever DevCAD says more than, what they mean is equal to or more than. So he's decent at level 2, but again, his problem is that he needs to survive, and he can be removed for less than his cost. So he's decent for removal bait, and if you can keep him on the field, then he's okay. The problem is that he has such poor HP stats, you've got to play him in front of a creature, because your opponent's not going to play a creature in front of him. So you've got to play in front of a creature, then the combined creature plus any removal spell has got to not kill him, and then he has to kill the opponent creature. And since it's a destruction ability, you generally want to target like big, powerful, dangerous creatures that you want off the board. But anything that big and dangerous and powerful is almost certainly going to be able to kill him. So he's difficult. DevCat's wording suck. Yes, they really do. So the same problem with mages and closers, and yeah, yes, it's exactly that kind of problem. Very powerful ability in theory, but unfortunately, with any of these cards that need to survive an extra turn and have an extra requirement, in this case he needs to actually attack an enemy opponent, and he needs to have the necessary resources. So there's basically 3 things Kalgusin needs in order to activate. He needs to be played in front of an enemy creature and not die to that enemy creature. He needs to have 3 energy or more, well, okay, so he needs to survive the removal, he needs to be placed in front of an enemy creature, and he needs to have 3 or more energy. So, tricky. Very, very difficult to get him to activate. Decent removal bait, though. There are a few characters like him in this release, actually. Bullet, Nagolchik 2, Makoto, yeah, him plus Ouroboros. Yeah, Makoto, not my... Brown, you got to retract your sub-battle registration, you got to cook. Okay, I will remove you and put... Shokyakuro up there instead. Okay. So, decent removal bait. Probably would be okay to play him in PvG manually. Don't play him. Don't keep him for your ghost. But yeah, I wouldn't advise him unless you really, really like him and you want to make him work. Next up, Moth, you'll take brown spot. You can't take brown spot, but I'll sign you up for... one of the others. Okay. Next up, Amane Nishiki. So, interesting effect, right? 3, 4, 5, so at least it's got a smooth growth. The attack, of course, is terrible because she's one of these move and damage creatures. So, moves to the left by 2 slots, which is pretty cool because most of them only move by 1. Deals 3, 6, and 9 damage to the opponent in front every time it moves a slot. So, she's difficult to predict. She can theoretically get out of the way of enemy attacks. Her attack value is useless, though, so she's used for clearing out enemy battlefields. Her HP is also terrible, doesn't meet HP breakpoints. She can be removed. Unfortunately, at level 1, there's no reason necessarily why you play her at level 1, but at level 1 she can actually be killed with a 1 resource spell, I'm pretty sure. Kalpesh, you're up for... Okay. Alright, so Mateo and Kalpesh are signing up, so let's just quickly do this. Mateo, Kengi. What do we guys think of Hino Kagutsuchi? I don't think we've gotten to them yet. Oh, this guy, yeah, okay. So again, no reason to really have him in your deck necessarily. 3, 4, 5, it's okay, but he's got no attack value. Better to use him with the creature that summons him, generally speaking, because they combine very, very well. If you put the girl down in a spot where you know Hinogak, Hino, we'll just call him Hino, is going to be summoned on the right hand side rather, then it works really well because she'll freeze whoever is if anybody is like in front of her, or in front of Hino, freeze, and then boom, boom, boom. It maximizes the chances that Hino is going to be able to immediately murder somebody. So it's pretty cool. But again, wouldn't really advise using him in your deck because he's got 0 attack value. He's just there to clear out, and he doesn't do enough damage to clear out. Because his damage doesn't increase. It's only his paralysis time that increases. Imagine, isn't this the one that 9 summons? Yes, that's the one. I couldn't remember her name. Not too bad. Izayoi. Let's open her up. Okay, so resources 4, 5, 6. Nice smooth curve. Attack value is terrible. 1, 2, 3. And HP doesn't meet HP breakpoints, unfortunately. However, when the opponent charges, she will move in front of the opponent with the lowest HP and deal 8, 10, or 12 damage. So that's actually really, really good. If you're good at resource manipulation for your opponent, you can drop Izayoi and really cause some problems. Your opponent can't charge to regain resources without basically ensuring that their creatures are all going to get murdered. But, you know, equally, if their resources are fairly low, then they can't remove her, so they don't really have any choice. It puts your enemy into a no-win situation. But again, she's 4, 5, and 6, and she can be removed for 2, 3, and 4. So you have to be sure that you're very good at resource manipulation. You have to be running a control deck with Izayoi. Moth, you got 9, but you don't have Susano. That's a shame. Susano's probably my favorite. Imagine Izayoi is your favorite. Yeah, she's good. She's good. So much potential with ability. Yep. She's like a super aggressive growth vine kind of. Yep. She's effective for shutting down recharge. Yes. She's very, very good. If you are running a control deck and you're good at resource manipulation in your opponents, she's phenomenal. Crimson Card Fighter just subscribed. Thank you very much, Crimson. I appreciate it. So yes, control deck Izayoi, very solid. Lukakra, do you guys think there's going to be an Elsword collab one day? Who knows? Who knows? Is that owned by Nexon? Okay, up next is Hibiki Kohaku. We'll just open up the full card art for some of these because they are weird looking, some of these cards. Okay, so resources 456, smooth curve, 357 attack, which is pretty good. HP again doesn't meet HP breakpoints. Basic, I think like only Susano meets HP breakpoints out in new BLC releases. It's weird. Anyway, deals 2 damage to a random opponent 2, 3, or 4 times when summoned. Moves in front of the last opponent that was dealt damage by this effect, which is pretty damn good. So 2, 2, and 3 damage, 2, 3, and 4 times, and then he will move in front of the last one. So he's basically a hyperactive Lin. Really. Costs a little bit more, I think. I think it costs 1 more than Lin does, but really nice. Moth, you don't need breakpoints for Kohaku. It's like a mini mana Hellhound. Kind of, yeah. Not exactly. He's, as I say, he's more like a hyperactive Lin than a mini Hellhound because he can. The randomization means that it could all go into one guy. Birdman is best man. He's very good though. He's very good. So I mean, Lin is solid, and this guy just costs 1 extra and does more, and you know will spread out the damage conceivably. I mean, he can cause a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos. A Lin Hellhound. Okay. Plus the movements also has some eagle properties. Yeah, so he is a bit random, and I think that's going to keep him out of a lot of people's decks. He's definitely going to see some use, don't get me wrong, because he's solid. You know, his attack value is nice. He basically demands a removal pretty early on. And his ability activates on summon, and it's a really good ability. So he's very, very solid. However, the randomized nature of the damage distribution and the randomized nature of his placement, I think means that a lot of people are not going to choose to use him. Generally, this game is about reducing RNG, so you don't tend to see very many RNG cards get used. Helen Eagle. Helen Eagle. Okay, next up, Bullet. We'll open up the big card art. Fascinating. School uniform. Alright, so 4, 5, and 6, smooth resource curve, 3, 6, and 7 attack, which is nice, and HP is 13, 16, and 19, so no HP breakpoints, but decent HP for all of that. So attacks the closest opponent and paralyzes the attack target for 2 turns. So interesting. People like Bullet a lot. She's not terrible. She's not terrible. Attacking the closest opponent and paralyzing it is pretty damn good, especially when her attack value is high enough that she can conceivably kill whoever it is that she attacks. We like Bullet for the plot. They like her for the articles. Yeah. She's not bad. She's good for sort of shutting down enemy creatures. You know, you got somebody with a really high attack value, you want to paralyze them for a little bit. She can be useful. But again, because she doesn't meet HP breakpoints and her resources are 4, 5, and 6, it takes her just out of range of being something that you're going to see a lot. If she was 3, 4, and 5, she'd see a lot more use. But 4, 5, and 6 is very, very expensive for a card that needs to wait until it's needs to survive 1 round in order to activate its ability. So she managed to kill your superpowered shadow vampire action. Nice. She attacks like an archer. Yes, she will attack the closest opponent. And that's, I should also mention, that means that she won't work with S, the S hero. The S hero's ability to deal 3 extra damage only works on melee attacks. You couldn't use your removals on her. You forgot how they managed to stop you by baiting with the Golden Garden Cat. Yeah, I mean, you can bait out with the Golden Garden Cat removals, and you can have a bunch of stuff like Bluesy Floozy and things to punish removal spell usage on cards like Bullet. So there's definitely ways of making her work. But yes, this is Bullet is a card for people who like to play slow, who like to take it to level 3 and then sort of grind their opponents down. They like to shut down their opponent's ability to do anything and then just chip away at them. She lived 3 turns and whittled him down and stopped him from attacking. She's basically an Arthur that you can summon. Yeah. I mean, expensive because you basically summon Arthur for 2 resource, and she got at every level, and she costs obviously 4, 5, and 6. But yeah, she can be useful, but she's not going to be meta-centric. She's not going to be one of those cards that we see everywhere. Next up, this horrifying snake man. Yuki Terumi, 4, 5, and 6. Attack of 3, 5, and 7, so basically exactly the same as Bullet. HP is worse than Bullet, though. 1 defense at every level, which is pointless. And then 6, 8, and 10 HP. Imagine HP is sort of great. You can see why she can take some damage with airbags. Yeah, she can take damage from creatures, which is why her HP isn't terrible. But she will be removed for significantly less than her cost if your opponent does manage to get a removal spell off. So, you know, you gotta manipulate them. But what was I saying? Yes, so when summoned, reduces 1 of attack, defense, or HP of the closest opponent by 2, 2, and 3 every turn. If the opponent's status reduced by this attack, increases his HP by the reduced amount. So, not bad. Again, if you can manage to prevent your opponent from bringing out removals by baiting them out early or by punishing them with Bluesy Floozy, this guy does have the potential to get his HP actually into HP breakpoint levels. However, and of course it can significantly screw up your opponent if he starts reducing their attack values, because then he just leaves them, you know, dead on the field. But in order to reach the HP breakpoints, he would need to survive for 4 turns. He would need to survive for 4 turns at level 3 in order to get outside of HP breakpoint range. So, again, decent enough if you like tricksy stuff, but he's not going to be metacentric. Not a metacentric guy. We got a message, gift from Salsin. Gems. Thank you very much, Salsin. I appreciate that very much. Next up is Azrael. We'll open this guy up. Good lord, look at that waist. It's horrifying. And he has muscles where technically no muscles exist. How does he have a 6-pack in his sternum? It's horrifying. Anyway. 4, 5, and 6, and 4, 5, and 7 attacks, so same as the others, and again, 1 defense at every level, so pointless. 8, 11, and 14 HP, so again, no break points. When an opponent creature is summoned, let's have correct grammar here, moves in front of it and deals 6 damage. Target opponent damaged by this effect is moved in front of the slot that he was positioned in before. So, kind of weird, you know? It does 6, 9, and 12 damage, which is solid. He's basically like a Hunter Rigete that doesn't return to the hand, which is cool. But the target opponent damaged by this effect is moved in front of the slot that he was positioned in before is actually a bad thing. In a way, it ensures that he never has anybody in front of him, because if there is an enemy creature in front of him and then somebody else is summoned, he'll shunt people around, and hopefully he won't shunt the enemy creature in front of himself. But it means that he will keep trying to push people out of his way, basically, which is decent, but it means that they will be pushed in front of whatever slot he was in front of, which means that they also have a clear shot on your HP now. So, Azrael lifts with his whole body, yeah. There are muscles everywhere in the human body. No, there aren't, actually. He's a muscle man, pure muscle. I mean, in Azrael, yes, not in normal humans. Dark creatures with massive pack, yeah. Imagine nearby. It looks like he's eaten skeletons. He's just sort of shoved them into his stomach and then like. How long's the line for the sub battle, Brent? There isn't a very long one. We've got five people signed up so far. Have you seen someone with a 12-pack on his back? No, that sounds horrible. Sounds really bad. So anyway, yeah, Azrael, decent, interesting. He has 7 attacks, so it's nice to have an open slot, but on the other hand, he ensures that any enemy creature that's placed also has an open slot. So, Brent, yes, you can sign up, absolutely. I'll put you down now. We're not doing like sort of big official sign-ups right now, but if anybody wants to jump in and all the rest of it, then they can. Okay, so Azrael, yeah. Interesting. Not sure I'd go for him personally, especially since, obviously, being a dark character, he's extraordinarily vulnerable to Holy Missile. Each round of sub-battles are what for battles 3? I don't know, maybe it's the Cole talking, dude, but that's very confusing. Okay, next up, another one that people have actually been really enjoying. And look, he actually has at least semi-realistic proportions. That's nice. 5, 6, and 7 with 3, 5, and 6 attack. His defense is 2 at every level. Still kind of pointless, but at least it's better. And it does mean that he does get pushed outside of HP breakpoints, which is always nice. So, that's pretty cool. Boom, boom. How many battles are each round of subclass? It doesn't... I mean, generally it's like 5 or 6 battles, but I don't have any real... like a super number, and there's 3 rounds, and each round has like 5 or 6, but it depends on how many people sign up. I can say the opponent is distracted by his muscles, and this guy's, yeah, opposite doesn't have muscles and meat where it's supposed to be. Yeah. It's a bit weird, but anyway. So reduces 3 HP every turn, deals double the, well, 3, 4, and 5 HP every turn, deals double the reduced amount as damage to the opponent creature in front. If there is no opponent creature in front, deals damage to the opponent's battlefield. If an opponent is killed, completely recovers his HP. So he's actually he's pretty good. So he will deal, what is that, 6, 8, and 10 damage to the creature who's in front of him, or to the entire battlefield if no creature is in front of him. And if he kills anybody with that effect, his HP will be completely recovered right up to full. So not bad, honestly. Not bad. I mean, 5, 6, and 7 is expensive, especially given that it's not too difficult to remove him. But with his HP where it is, it's difficult to remove him super quickly for sort of like an equal cost. If you bring this guy out at the right time, he can cause some serious freaking damage. That dude is the main card from the release, according to most of the Discord, is the Hype Real arc. He's very, very strange. Other one with natural proportions is nailing. Yeah. Is the Hype Real? He's very, very good. His resource cost is just a little too expensive, really, for my liking. Because again, I mean, you're not going to be summoning him at anything other than level 2 or 3. And 6 and 7 is expensive for a card whose ability will only activate at the beginning of the turn. If his ability activated at the end of the turn, then holy crap, this guy would be insane. But because it activates at the beginning of the turn, it becomes a little bit more tricky. Still, very, very powerful card. He's almost guaranteed to be able to restore his own HP. Unless your opponent decides to block with like a really, really high HP creature. But again, if you're running S, then his attack value becomes 6, 8, and 9. So, you know, given that he's going to deal 10 damage and then he's going to do a further 9, there's very few things that are going to survive that. Very few things. The price is so high. Yeah, his resource cost is just... If it was 4, 5, and 6, he'd probably be my favorite card in the new release. But 5, 6, and 7... just a little... you think you prefer Tsubaki over him? Yeah, I can see why. Isn't bad, but you don't like his resource cost. It's just a little bit too high. Just a tiny bit too high. 1 resource cost lower at every level, he'd be my absolute favorite. As it is, he's still good. What is the right time, is your question. To bring Naoto out. If your opponent has decided to commit heavily to the board, and you're pretty sure they don't have the resources for a large removal or for too many other creatures, then bring Naoto out in front of an empty slot. That'll force your opponent to answer him immediately, or he's going to deal like 10 damage to every enemy creature on the field, and that's just going to wipe them out. He's basically a slightly more strategic, continually activating Hellhound. I mean, we're having a lot of Hellhound comparisons here, but that would be kind of like the best situation for him, is when your opponent is heavily committed to the field, bring him out in front of an empty slot. If your opponent doesn't answer him, then you basically eliminate your opponent's field and he goes right back up to full HP. If your opponent does answer him, then they've drained what remaining resources they've had, and you can then bring out like an AoE spell and just destroy the field, knowing that there's nothing your opponent can do now to counter you. Tsubaki is more solid, imagine. You mean so safe is what you mean? Yep, because if you don't manage to pull out his abilities, Tsubaki barely manages to get through one round alive. Yeah, it's the age-old question of abilities that are guaranteed to activate and abilities that require something to happen in order to activate. Tsubaki's ability will always activate. Her ability to attack enemy creatures may not, but even if she gets killed, her secondary ability will always activate. She has a guaranteed ability, whereas Naoto's is not guaranteed. So, waifu upcoming, gender bender waifu coming out. Kurogane plus an AoE is going to be all of your resources too. It depends on the AoE. I mean, if you drop Naoto at level 2, let's say, and he's got 6, and then your opponent does something and you have to use an AoE, you can't use Flame Mission, so an Ice Spear, about the same. It's going to be expensive, sure, but unless they killed Naoto, your AoE is basically going to strip the opponent's field. Naoto is going to survive, and he's going to keep doing a lot of damage. So, Wait. By the way, just realized you pulled a Kurogane on your first booster. That guy's good. Yes, he's good. He's not great. He's not super amazing, but he is definitely good. He's a good card. You could definitely take him into platinum. Good thing about the VLZ cards is that some can be somewhat countered by old man. Fair enough, yeah. Speaking of waifus, nice live background picture. Now, as always, over cuteness. Yes, I thought you'd appreciate that, Martin. Anything makes old man usable is your favorite. Yep. I love that old guy. Gender non-conforming waifus are always the best ones, though. That's why the Incubus is a dumb card. Yeah, it's actually weird. You have to wonder, would Incubus activate on Mai? You guess so, because female now, but... So yeah, interesting. Anyway, Mai. So, take a wild guess as to why she's so many people's favorites. Gender bender, not a waifu's a waifu, exactly. Yes. Beauty is a beauty. Genitalia is relatively irrelevant. So, Mai Natsume. 5, 6, and 7. 4, 5, 7 attack. Defense at 1 at every level. I do not know why DevCat keeps doing this. Defense is pointless unless there's at least 2 of it. It's so weird. He has cannon lady parts. Fair enough. But he's still a boy. So, yeah. Would Incubus activate then? Question. Anyway. It's not like it's really important because nobody runs Incubus anyway. So, when summoned, deals 8, 10, and 12 defense-ignoring damage to the farthest opponent creature every turn. She's basically a hyper-expensive defense-ignoring eagle. Doesn't meet HP breakpoints, has a decent attack value, but honestly, for all the good that she does, you might as well just run an eagle. Because the eagle's not going to die to anything that Mai is not also going to die to. It's also considerably less expensive. With something like the Golden Garden Eagle, you can do actually more damage than this anyway, theoretically speaking. So, tricky. Moth, you cannot tell you how happy all the trans inclusivity in this particular live stream today is making me. We're happy you're happy. She's a girl written in her description. Fair enough. So Incubus will activate with Mai then, apparently, because the game considers her female. It's not like she is a boy. If her body turned, inside it's a boy, but it's not like she went for an operation. It's magic. Her damage KS every round. True, yes. I did. Yes, okay, so yeah. Here's the thing. Her damage does activate every round, but she can be removed by... basically anything. She can be removed by any 2-cost removal spell, and she can also be captured by Casanova's Mask. So the question is really, do you think Mai is going to survive more than 1 round? She's going to be a priority target for your opponent, and she's going to die immediately. Chances of her actually living to deal her damage again for another round is really, really low. But if you think you've got a really good control deck, you think that you can arrange that, then yes, go. Mai might be a useful option. But at 7 resources at level 3 for 12 damage, and then she's going to be immediately murdered for almost half her cost, I wouldn't advise it. Personally, I wouldn't. My activates every turn as well. Yeah. She destroys every turn, yes, but she has to survive, and she's not going to, because her HP is terrible. Neon, all your decks have Mai. I look forward to seeing it in the sub battles then in a few minutes. Mai does damage every turn. Yes, yeah, okay. I'll just skip past that. Dylan, she's better than Eagle in your opinion. Fair enough. I disagree personally. I don't think 7 resource for an Eagle is good, because she's going to die immediately. But again, if you think that you can arrange for her to survive for a couple of rounds, then maybe she would be worthwhile. Forces a severe opponent. She doesn't force a severe opponent reaction. She forces an opponent reaction, but it's not severe because she can be removed by 2, 3, 4, and she costs 5, 6, 7. It's not a severe reaction. So you drop mine, somebody goes, oh, surprise attack. She's dead now. I don't think she will be the first thing that your opponent needs to destroy. She may not be if you throw down 2 really threatening things, but at that point you've drained all of your resources because she costs a lot. Do it for science! Johan, hello. I'd say I will be interested to see Mai being used in the sub-battles today. I ran Mai a couple of times But she just never survived. No matter how I manipulated my opponent's resources, she just immediately died. It's a problem. Also, part of her problem is that it's the farthest opponent every turn. So if you're going to be targeting a particular opponent, you do need to place her in particular slots, because you need to make sure that the one you're targeting is the furthest one away from her that it can possibly be, which means you are forced to place her in particular situations. Tricky. She's not a bad card by any stretch of the imagination. She's definitely got her uses, but personally, I don't know why you would run her rather than Eagle, Golden Garden Eagle, or what's his face, the Kohaku. Incubus activates. Her hair reminds you of Laharl from Disgaea. Yeah, I can see that. It's probably the big spiky bang. Okay, so next up is Makoto Nanaya. All right, we'll open that up. Hooray! Breasts. And so on. 5, 6, and 7 with 5, 7, and 9 attack values. Very good attack value. HP 12, 14, and 16, so it doesn't meet HP breakpoints. Has 4, 6, and 8 energy. Deals damage equal to her energy to the nearest opponent when attacked. If the target is killed by this effect, deals damage equal to her energy to the strongest opponent and moves in front of it, which is pretty cool. Does resemble how because of the horns here. Yep. All BLZ ladies have a nice plot. Yes, they do. Squirrel Girl waifu, yeah, she's adorable. So it's her ability is actually pretty solid, and her attack value is fantastic. Her HP is where she gets let down, because once again, she can be removed for 2, 3, and 4, so significantly less than she's getting cast for. Genderbender is better than Squirrel Girl. Because she isn't a transsexual, she is actually a girl. Before she was a boy, but then morphed into a full-pledged, I think you mean fledged, and plotted girl with hairbangs, yeah. All the males are kind of hot, so it compensates. Yep. Cat girls, catch them all. Well, she's a squirrel girl, more than cat girl, but yes, I agree. Catch them all. So deals damage equal to her energy to the nearest opponent when attacked. If the target is killed, she will deal damage equal to her energy to the strongest opponent that moves in front of it. She's an interesting character. The problem is, moving in front of the strongest opponent is actually a bad idea, because her HP is terrible. So she's moving in front of the strongest opponent. She's gonna kind of get her ass kicked by it. So, that being said, I haven't done a lot of experimentation with Makoto, so if somebody else has managed to find like a really good combo with her, or if the description is not quite what it says, do let me know. But for 7 resources at level 3, for something that could be removed for half that cost, and for an ability that kind of guarantees she's going to die pretty quick, I'm a little bit concerned about her. When they say strongest, is it based on attack value? Yes. When they say strongest, they always mean attack, whichever creature has the highest attack value. She's the boss of your squirrel deck, Neon. That's awesome. She's one of your mains in Continuum Shift. Yeah, she's very cool. I mean, in BLZ, she's awesome. You'd use a Goblin Bomb Squad, honestly, imagine. Yeah. Again, I mean, it's a very interesting effect, but she kind of guarantees her own death. She's a bit suicidal. Anyway, up next, Kokonoe. Open that up. There we go. Okay. Is anybody else a little bit concerned about the big red thing in the bottom middle of the screen? Is it just me, or is that a little unfortunately placed? Let's minimize that. 5, 6, and 7 with an attack of 2, 4, and 5, and her defense actually makes sense. 4, 6, and 8 with 6, 8, and 10. So she doesn't meet HP breakpoints, but she is actually pretty well protected against creature attacks. Neon, you're more with Noel for Blaze Blue. Yep. She doesn't die by GBZ. You mean Goblin Bomb Squad? You mean GBS on level 1 though? Level 1, Jesus. You're hoping to summon a 5-cost creature at level 1? Not hunting for these waifus. There you go. Genderbender waifu is better than Catgirl waifu. Fair enough. Anyway, when summoned, gathers friendly and opponent creatures to the center slot without leaving any empty slots. Now that's interesting. Anything that manipulates the battlefield has historically been powerful, but not generally used a lot except for Mistletoe. Mistletoe is the only position-manipulating creature that's been used consistently, despite the fact that there are a lot of really good cards out there like that. However, at 5, 6, and 7, just to pull everybody into the center to guarantee the attack values go off, it's just, unfortunately, it's just too difficult to activate. I mean, I could see it working quite interestingly with something like Trap in the Castle, or with the Phantom of the Wolf deck, something like that. You play that, everybody gets pulled into the center, all the buffed creatures deal a significant amount of damage. Kokonoe plus Bloody Aurora could be quite interesting in a fun deck. Pull everybody in together, cast Bloody Aurora, your guys get supercharged, your opponents do as well, but your supercharged guys kill them before they kill you. There's some fun things to be done with Kokonoe, but she's not meta viable. That's her legs, is it? That's your story. Actually, Tiger's thumb. Naughty. Any type of fox or wolf girl waifu is greater than all, says Luke. Okay, fair enough. Marty's going to put some soup on the stove. Okie dokie. Fair enough. Alright. Enjoy your soup. It was Tiger's thumb. Why is that? Yes, I indeed. You get what's the problem with Blaze Blue collaboration cards? They all have interesting and powerful effects, that they're all so expensive compared to the similar effect monsters you get. Yes, they all have very interesting effects that are somewhat similar to existing effects, but most of the new Blaze Blue cards cost a lot of money, a lot of resources. So basically, if you want to run these high-end Blaze Blue cards, you're going to have to run you're basically going to have to run control decks in a lot of ways. You're going to have to manipulate your enemy's resources, and you're going to have to punish removal spells. So you're going to have to bring in Bluesy Floozy, Magic Sensing Bomb +1, things like that. I mean, theoretically, I mean, even like a Dark Knight or a Knight Templar. Black Knight, I mean, or a Knight Templar, or something like that. Something to either manipulate or punish removal spell usage. Her plus Illagressa. Yes. Yes, that would work. Because Illagressa has to be in the middle, so she can't be shunted regardless. But if you're going to be using that trick, then don't use Kokonoe. Use this card. Geminis. That's really good for an Illagressor deck, is Geminis. Very, very good for an Illagressor deck. Caduceus Templar isn't bad. Yeah, sorry, Caduceus Templar, not Knights Templar. Mini B, late as usual. Are you missing a lot? Yes, so much. Some filthy talk. Filthy talk. Okay, and then we have another Clover character. So we have Carl Clover from the old, from the first BLZ release. And now we have Aurelius Clover, who's the Colonel. Blame it all on Time Zone, exactly. So, oops, hold on, we'll open up him. There we go. It's... he's a bit weird, but we like him. 5, 6, and 7 with 2, 4, 6 attack, 2, 4, 6 defense, and 6, 7, 8 HP. So decent defense, not bad. Fairly good against protecting from creature attacks. Attack value is meh. And HP, of course, doesn't beat HP breakpoints. However, when he is summoned, he will summon Ignis. He will consume 2 of Ignis's energy every turn and deal 8, 10, and 12 damage to the opponent nearest Ignis. And here is Ignis. So, this is actually not bad. He's the BLZ Magician Mysterious. Yes, well, Masked Magician. Magician Masked Field, yes. This is actually fairly interesting. Right, because if you summon him at level 3, he will summon. Here we go. He will summon Ignis. And then Ignis, and then he'll deal damage to the creatures next to Ignis. Ignis herself will consume. Well, it doesn't consume energy, but will sort of double attack at the end of... Well, it will attack again at the end of the turn. But that means that on Ignis's summon, Ignis will actually attack at level 3 when she's summoned by Aurelius. So it's actually this kind of fairly complicated string of events, but it's pretty decent, honestly. 5, 6, and 7 to bring them out. It's very easy to remove, of course, and AoEs are big problem. So again, resource manipulation, spell punishment, and that kind of thing. But together, combined, they can do a significant amount of damage to your opponent's field. So Magician Masked Field is very, very defensive. It's all about survival, keeping Anna alive. Aurelius is all about just dealing a crap load of damage to your opponent's field. Margin, think he's better than Magician? He's not necessarily better than Magician. He's very, very vulnerable to AoE. Whereas Magician Masked Field isn't. You play him on the far right, and Anna is guaranteed to survive any AoE. That being said, it is still a big resource commitment to remove him, because he costs 7, and in order to kill him and Ignis, you're going to have to basically spend at least the same amount of energy, and if you don't kill him and Ignis, that's going to cause a lot of problems. That being said, if your opponent does kill Ignis, basically Clover's kind of pointless. He's got 246 attack value. It's not phenomenal. His ability will only activate when Ignis is around, because he has to consume Ignis's energy. So your opponent just needs to remove Ignis in order to kind of shut him down. 6 attack value though at level 3 is not terrible, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Marcy hate cards are only useful at level 3. Yeah. He's not useless at level 2, but it's significantly less useful, because he will consume 2 of Ignis's energy, and Ignis does have 2 energy at level 2. So he's not completely useless at level 2, but he's not as good as he is at level 3. Core of the Battle is at level 2 for particular decks. Yep. I mean, like heavy endgame control decks, they prefer level 3 fights, but yeah. Creatures only useful level 3, a big risk to take in your deck. They are. Yeah. We like cards that can be used at least 2 different levels effectively. He can still be used at level 2. He will still deal, because he'll summon Ignis, he will consume 2 of Ignis's energy every turn. So he'll still do all of this at level 2. And he may even... Yeah, and if they both survive a turn, if Ignis survives somehow at level 2, then she will have enough energy to start activating her personal abilities. So, again, if you're good at manipulating your opponent's resources and shutting down their control spell usage or punishing it, then he's actually not terrible at level 2. But definitely better at level 3. So if you kill Ignis, he won't spawn another one. No. He summons an Ignis when he is summoned. So if you want to summon another Ignis, you're basically going to have to run Relius like a Resurrection Magician Master Field deck. So you're going to have to run Light or Peria -1s. You can also run like a Light or Peria -1 and a Light Nevia -1. If you bring out Relius, Clover, and a Nevia -1 at the same time, that's going to give your opponent a lot of problems. Because if if they do AoEs and things like that, then Nevia is going to die, and then she's going to bring Ignis and possibly Relius right back again. It can get a bit complicated. Well, I won't bring Ignis back, bring Relius back. So it can get, you can do some tricky stuff with that. Out of Hurts, Magician can keep spawning the girl. Magician must field? I don't think it does. Unless I drastically misread that, but I'm pretty sure Magician Master Field doesn't kill Anna if you vanish her. Would a resummon spell work? No. Resummon works weirdly with creatures that have on-summon abilities. The vast majority of them, like 99.9% of the time, it won't reactivate the ability. Fun fact, Ignis is a robot he made by using his wife. Using his wife how? He's as evil itself. That's pretty evil. Okay. Next up. What is that? Micro. It's actually simple for Micro. Number 12. Sub-Battles Kelpesh. Yes, once we're done going through all these BLZ cards. So, here, oh wait, I'll open up this. There we go. Another one with bizarre proportions. Why is her leg? What is wrong with her leg? That is way lower than it should be. Anyway, worst husbando ever, yeah. 6, 7, and 8. Basically, it's, kind of like a number 13, but this one's number 12. Terrible attack value, 2, 3, and 3. HP 6, 8, and 10, and defense 6 at all levels. Summons a sword creature in the center slot when summoned. Orders the sword creature in the center slot to attack random opponents 2, 2, and 3 times every turn. So, yeah, 6, 7, and 8. So it has a big, it very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. Azrael is the worst Blizz boy. Yeah. So, meh, I guess. I mean, 8 mana for something that could be removed for 4 resources. If it survives, it can do a significant amount of damage, but the chances of it surviving are very, very low. So, isn't that Mew? I don't know. I mean, I know that symbol is what Micro. But yeah, in terms of Greek lettering and pronunciation. I don't actually know. I'll take your word for it. Next up is Susanoo, who I actually really enjoy. There he is. We showed him at the beginning. And 6, 7, and 8 resources, 5, 8, and 11 attack value, which is so nice. HP is 17, 20, and 23, so he does, finally, meet HP breakpoints. It's funny how Noel and Tsubaki are 3 stars, but number 12, and Izayoi are 2 stars, yeah. So has 1, 2, and 3 energy. 1 energy plus 1 energy every time he defeats an opponent each turn. He will consume 2 energy and deal 5, 7, and 9 damage to the opponent's battlefield at the end of the turn. So he basically is a Hellhound that costs more, but deals more AoE damage, has a higher attack value, has HP breakpoints, isn't dark, so is not vulnerable to Holy Missile, and can recharge and continually use his AoE. Guy is a beast. Now, he's expensive at 6, 7, and 8, so be aware that, and obviously his ability will help out your opponent if they decide to capture or Casanova's mask him. So make sure that your opponent does not have the resources for that, but otherwise, guy is nasty. Nahuali Forest Fire. Yeah, Forest Fire will take him out. Most people don't run Forest Fire, though, obviously because it hurts your side of the field. But yes, Forest Fire is something he's very vulnerable to. His HP is insane. Yeah, his HP actually meets HP breakpoints with no kind of downsides. The only other Blaze Blue card from the new release that does that is the guy whose name, Naoto, I think. But the problem with him is he decreases his own HP, so he doesn't really get it. Forest Fire doesn't kill him. Oh wait, no, maybe it does. I actually don't know. I'll have to double check that very quickly. Because I forget. I don't know why I'm having difficulty finding this on the thing. There we go. Forest Fire. Because I forget how much Forest Fire does to nature creatures at level 3. Surprise attack, yeah, but I mean, so deals, yes, it will deal 24, so it just gets him, Winyu, hello. After level 1 Forest Fire is 7 or 8, yeah, level 1 Forest Fire is 7, so level 1 Forest Fire wouldn't kill him, level 2 and level 3 Forest Fire would, but you're never going to be summoning him at level 1 anyway, not at 6 resources. Yeah, Forest Fire just kills him. So yeah, again, it's something to be aware of, although Forest Fire is not one of those extremely common cards, so... yeah, and you can tell if they're going to be running Forest Fire based on their deck. If they're running like a chip damage deck, for example, they're not going to be running Forest Fire because that'll kill their own deck. 1 HP, wobble up dub dub. So I actually really like Susanoo. He's fairly easy to keep alive, resists... I mean, you can basically just survive creature attacks forever. And his 11 attack is nice. So bring him out in front of an enemy creature so that, surprise attack can't be used. And then just, hurrah, he's going to murder. Also, his ability will activate at the end of the turn, which is lovely. Lovely. We always love those abilities to activate at the end of the turn. Next up, that Upside Down V, number 11. I do not know my Greek lettering. Susanoo is a female. Is she? Let me see. I see no boobs, and I see what is traditionally male pants in Japan. It's like those, basically because there's no sort of like high crotch, like fish market pants. I always called them when I was in Japan. So yes, I see no boobs. I see fish market pants. I think, man, I'll take your word for it though. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so that's number 11. Very cool. Robot lady. Love the wings. 6, 7, and 8, and 4, 6, 8 attack value, 6, 6, 6 defense. Son of the devil. And 6, 8, and 10 HP. So again, doesn't meet HP breakpoints, blah, blah. Margin description refers to her as a she. To be fair, the descriptions will often reference genders wrong. But I see no boobs. Arc 2017. Yes. Wait, let me see. All right, Susanoo. Let's see the description. Susanoo is the true form of Yuki Terumi, a tyrant who is the definition of cruelty. And due to the effect of equipping the Susanoo unit, he has trouble resisting the urge to destroy. So, and then it goes her way of talking. So, 2 genders are referenced in there. Your guess is as good as mine. No boobs, no woman. All right, that's the rule. We decided. Okay, Susanoo is a male in the myth. Yeah. Anyway, number 11. Summons a soul creature in the center slot when summoned. +1 attack, defense, and HP to the soul creature in the center slot every turn. So, fairly pointless, really. +1, +2, +3. If she survives, that's great, but she's not going to. She can be removed for 2, 3, and 4 resources. So, yeah. I'm not really sure. I mean, generally, you know, I try to think, you know, how would I use this card? But I just wouldn't. Lambda, that's the name. Okay, Lambda number 11. Thank you very much. It's a she-male. That's fair enough. Like that. No boobs, no woman. Yep, it's the rule. Sorry, flat-chested women. You're not women. We've decided. I apologize, but your gender has now been changed. Okay, so Cecilia, Celica. I got it wrong. Okay, Celica. Nice girl next door. Kind of mage school uniform. It's awesome. 6, 7, and 8 resources. 2, 4, 5 attack value, which is terrible. Defense 2, 3, 4, which is okay, but not great. And HP 9, 12, and 15, which is not great. Her effective HP at level 3 is not terrible. 19 effective HP with some of it going into defense is not bad. But of course it doesn't meet HP breakpoints, so she can be removed for 2, 3, and 4. Summons Minerva. When summoned, recovers 8 HP for herself, all Minervas, and all opponents that are not max HP every turn. Minerva herself, there we are, destroys a target when a friendly Cecilia Mercury restores an opponent creature to max HP. So if the Minerva survives, then sweet. But basically all you'd have to do is just kill Minerva and then leave Cecilia out on the field, and she'll just keep healing up your own units. So you can kill her whenever you like, really, once all of your guys are back up at full HP. So with that said, May girl is 100% girl. Life-saving balloons you can fly around with those. Yes, you could. Well, apparently Incubus activates, so yeah. Get it right, Arcade. Celica A. Mercury. Yeah, if I was going to get it right, I'd have to shout it because it's all in caps. Celica A. Mercury! That's your name. She must be a lot of fun. You have to pronounce it equals. I apologize. Celica equals A equals Mercury! A bit odd. She's Ragnar's mom. Really? She looks far too young for that. That's awesome. Well, good for her, though. She's kept herself in shape. Celica like the car? I do not know. Cars. Okay, and last. 9 the Phantom. There we are. How's that for waifu? Bit too terrifying, maybe? Bit too terrifying, maybe. Still, a big fan of with melon farmers, right? Got her! Woo! Nice. I actually quite like her. So, 7, 8, and 9. Very expensive. Defense 1 at every level. So pointless! Stop doing that. 16, 20, and 24 HP. So basically 17, 21, and 25 effective HP, which means, boom! She meets HP breakpoints. Fantastic. 3, 6, and 7. Attack value is pretty meh, but it's not terrible. She's not really Ragnar's mom. No, I'm disappointed now. You want 9 to step on you, Matteo. Yeah, I can see that. All right. You want 9, Nahuali. She's actually pretty good. So, a lot of people are saying that she's not great, although she is going for a lot of money on the marketplace, mostly because she's a rare limited edition 4-star. So, but here's the thing. She summons Hino Kagutsuchi in front of an opponent creature with an empty slot in front when summoned. Restores a card from any grave to the owner's hand every turn and freezes the strongest opponent creature. Now this is very, very complex, but really powerful if you can get it to activate correctly. Len, hello from Japan. You got the boomerang. Oh, you got Hunter Piole. Nice. Good. So, boomerang guy, yeah, Hunter Piole. It's the dude with the boomerang. Ragnar isn't from the future. Ragnar isn't from the future. He's not. He's the woman's not his mom. Everything's just disappointing me right now. So, anyway, Hino Kagutsuchi. This guy. So, this is pretty cool because Hino Kagutsuchi is pretty decent on his own, given that he can paralyze for 6 turns at level 3, which is nice. And he will deal 3 damage to the opponent creature in front and 3 to either side. which actually combos really nicely with 9's ability to freeze the strongest opponent creatures. So, if you can aim this right, you can make it so that Hino Kagutsuchi will appear in front of a particular creature. Then one of the creatures in one of the 3 slots in front of him will be frozen by 9. His 3 damage will immediately kill that frozen creature. And she can keep doing this depending on positions. If you throw in, if you're good at sort of like placement manipulation, she is really, really powerful and very hard to remove, given that her HP doesn't decrease on its own like Naoto's, and it does meet breakpoints, and her own attack value is actually pretty decent. And that Hino Kagutsuchi is problematic for your opponents to deal with. 18 defense, 18 rather effective HP at level 3, and it's mostly defense, which means that if it's placed in front of and he's going to be placed in front of a creature, he's got a really good chance of surviving a lot of shots, because defense decrease, as most of you know, is randomized. If 15 defense, if somebody does 5 damage to him, it may not reduce his defense by 5. It may only reduce his defense by 1. It's a random number between 1 and however much damage you did. Or however much the attack value was, I should say. Just recommend y'all to play Blaze Blue if you want to know more about the characters. Yep, or just read on the wiki. Each collab you've seen in this game actually almost made you play the games and watch the anime. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, Blaze Blue is good. It is actually Blaze Blue. It is actually good in its own right. So actually, I quite like her. I really do quite like her. And despite the fact she's a dark creature, she's not going to be OKO'd by Holy Missile, which is awesome. So yeah. In terms of the stuff that... Okay, so let's go back. In terms of the stuff that we're going to start seeing more, I would love it if we saw this more, but we're just not, unfortunately. But it is a very good card. We are going to see a fair amount... We're going to see a fair amount of this guy, Hibiki Kohaku. He's really, really good. Very hyperactive Lin. So we're going to see a fair amount of him. Absolutely. Maybe Izayoi, but probably not. People are probably going to default to the Goblin Bomb Squad. Naoto would probably see a fair amount of, not a huge amount, but a fair amount. Again, I think we're going to see a lot of her to begin with for the first couple of weeks, and then she's going to drop completely off the board. Makoto, we're going to see a little bit as people enjoy using her, but then we're just not going to see her after that. Relius Clover, possibly. It depends on whether or not the meta shifts in a direction that default cancels him or not. But maybe. Susano, we're going to see a fair amount of. Very expensive card, but pretty damn powerful. Probably not her. And we may see a fair amount of 9. I think she's going to see roughly the same amount of usage that Lilith sees. I think you're going to see like one person every week or two getting into the top 10 with 9. Just woke up. Yes, you missed most of the stream. You did, for shame. I think if your attack is higher than or equal to the sum of HP and defense of the monster, it kills it every time, right? Yes, Lukaku, right, yeah. If your attack is greater than or equal to the sum of the defense and the HP, then it's a guaranteed kill. But if it's not, then the defense will only be decreased by a random number between 1 and the attack value of the attacking creature. You think Izayoi has a lot of potential, but it may just be her broken hopes. Where is she? There she is. Yeah, okay. When the opponent charges, moves in front. Yeah, so she has potential. If she cost 1 resource less, she would be amazing. But I suspect that she's going to be a growth find. She's going to be a favorite with a lot of people, but she's not really going to see much meta use. Again, though, decent... I mean, all of this is from a PvP perspective. Izayoi would be pretty darn solid, honestly, in a Ghost, Rookie, or Veteran deck. That would really mess up the opponents. You've had those rage moments where defense saved the opponent. Yeah. Moth, everyone in the Discord is telling you 9 was terrible. Yeah, I mean, at first glance, yes. She costs a lot. She's, you know, easy enough to counter. Any expensive creature is, because you can just turn them to frog or, you know, Mukro them or something like that. But she's actually pretty decent. She's pretty damn solid. Her ability does not activate at the end of the turn, but she has the HP to survive until the end of the turn, which is good. And even if her buddy, Hino, gets killed, it doesn't really matter because she'll keep doing her freeze thing anyway. So now, you didn't get the Blaze Blue card that swaps HP with opponent and over time won't die. I don't know which one you're talking about, Miss Zero. I've gotten, as far as I'm aware, I have all the new Blaze Blue cards. So, got all of those, got all of those, got all of those. I mean, unless you're talking about an older BLZ card. I mean, you're not talking about Ragnar, are you? He's an old BLZ card. I got all of those, I got all of those, I got all of those. No, we got all of them. We covered them. You may be talking about Ragnar, and that's not a new BLZ card, so we're not covering it today. Moth, you love Growth Vine, but you lost track of the specifics of the strategy in recent metas. There is no meta PvP for Growth Vine. He's just not that great. Nathan, you need to go get some sleep now. Okay, night and night. Thanks for stopping by the stream. 9 is still your must-get card. She looks complicated, which is fun for you. Well, you have today to get her, I'm pretty sure. Mateo, she isn't out yet. Oh, well, in that case, obviously I wouldn't be covering her. He's talking about Imperor. Okay, yeah. Check the official website. Right, so... you mean Izanami? She's the cover card for the next one. Yeah, because I'm on their announcement. The next 4-star card coming up is Izanami, not Imperor. It's on the database, is it? Alright, let me check their database. Imperor. No, doesn't. It's not called Emperor, that's for sure. Okay. BLZ. Growth Vine is phenomenal in PvG. Yes, in PvG it's really fun. In PvG it's a lot of fun, especially with Growth, or whatever it's called. Used to be better back when you Cheshire Mirror, your Growth Vine was really good. You have a duplicated Susano. If Susano happens to be as pricey as her, you might well trade it. Yep. Emperor Izanami. Yes, that's what I thought you meant. Izanami. So, 4-star. Oops, uncheck all. Go back to 4 stars. There we are. Okay, Izanami. Yep. Yeah, it's not out yet, so we're not covering her. Yeah, her HP does not fall below 1 for 2 turns when summoned. Switches HP with the opponent creature with the highest HP if she has more HP every turn. Doesn't sound great, does it? 6, 7, and 8. She's guaranteed to survive for 2 turns. Yeah, I mean, she seems okay. But, switches HP with the opponent creature with the highest HP if she has more HP. So she will give more HP to the opponent creature with the highest HP. So she's supercharging the HP of the opponent with the highest HP. Yeah, she's not great, honestly. She's immortal for 4 turns to damage. But she's basically a less good Skathach, from what I can see there. We'll go over it, but yeah. Imperor is like a title, fair enough. Imperator. The effect is probably wrong since she only has 1 HP. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre. I mean, her HP is 1, 2, and 3, so at level 3 she has 3 HP. If she has more HP than the enemy creature with the highest HP, she'll give that HP to the enemy creature. It's weird. I mean, her secondary effect is basically pointless. Her only real effect is that her HP does not fall below 1 for 4 turns when summoned at level 3, which is fine. But she's still vulnerable, obviously, to, you know, Mukro, to Turn to Frog, to any transformation cards, capture cards, Casanova's Mask, disappear effects, vanish effects. So she's fine, but her attack value is 5, 7, and 8. It's not phenomenal. So yeah, and we'll go over that later, but she doesn't look great, honestly. Not a card that I would recommend when it comes out. And then S is going to come out after that, apparently. When summoned or on death, deals 6 damage, 6, 9, 12 damage to the farthest opponent creature. Damage is dealt with this effect, deals damage to all on both sides, -4 damage per slot. Yeah, that's not bad, I suppose. Very expensive, though. 6, 7, and 8 for really low value HP. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. That's fine. Sub-battles, Calbage. Yes, we're moving to the sub-battles now. Moth, your soup is still cooking, is it? Fair enough. Well, alright. Yeah, should be done fairly soon. We will start the sign-up for the sub-battles now. So, the rule, the modifier for today's sub-battles is that you must use a deck with at least one of the new Blaze Blue cards in it. That's the new Blaze Blue cards, not the old ones, okay? So, let's switch back here. He's just kidding, okay. So let's switch back here, and I'll just quickly check this. A gift from Yumiya. Thank you very much, Yumiya. All right, so it has to be one of this, 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 this guy, Bullet, Yuki, Azrael, Naoto, Mai, Makoto, Kokonoe, oh, not Manol, that was an accidental click, Relius, number 12, not number 13, again, accidental click, go away please, number 11, Celica, not him, 9, and Susano. So one of those, minus the ones that I clicked on accidentally. Mizira, you will do a creator-only battle with Blaze Blue cards. I don't know what creator-only means, but sure, go with it. Sounds like a lot of fun. Moth, there are actually a lot of them. You're impressed. You thought they'd just release a couple new ones to steal our money. Yeah, there are quite a few. And honestly, some of them are pretty decent. I mean, the numbers are terrible. You know, number 13, number 12, number 11, they're still all awful. But yeah. Okay, so yes, let's... a creature-only battle. There you go. Okay, that makes more sense. Alright, so also sounds like fun. Majin, do I think 9's price will go lower? What's your price right now? Otherwise you're going to be doomed. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what her price is right now, so you'll have to tell me what her price is in the moment. And then I'll tell you if it's likely that she's going to decrease in price. So, we are going to start the Sunday sub-battles now. Everybody who is interested, for those of you who don't know what a Sunday sub-battle is, if you want to fight with anybody in the chat box, just leave your in-game name down below. I will pair you guys off, and then I will spectate and commentate over each one of the fights. The rules are no hardcore gimmick decks, so I don't want to see Gates of Hell or Dedicated Jurgen or Wave of Life or anything like that. And the decks today must contain at least one of the new BLZ cards. It's already 500k. A 500k for a limited edition 4-star card that's actually fairly useful seems about right, honestly. I don't think it's going to drop below 400k, 500k now. Yeah, it won't drop much below 500. Yeah, I don't see it dropping below 500k. I really don't. You saw 450k, that cheap. If you don't have her and you have the money to spend, 450k for a limited edition 4-star card is pretty good, especially one that actually has use. Kukunao, your waifu's not as strong as she was in the fighting game. Yeah. George, sign you up. Okay. So, Chinami. Alright. You got to sleep, Len. Okay, thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the next one. Lukaku, sign you up. Okay. Lukaku. Alright, so far for the sub-battles, we have Shokyakuro versus Neonworks, then Moth versus Mateo, Kengi versus Brent, Chinami versus Luke. Mini B is in, alright, so somebody needs to sign up to fight Mini B. And we may only do Sing you two, okay. Kirito Marksman, okay. Kirito Marksman, okay. Is Mateo Shokyakuro? No. Shokyakuro is Dylan. Mateo is Sermo. You just saw a command hunt for 200k. Oh, nice. Kengi is versus Brent. So yes, Brent, if you can add Kengi. 2 million is insane. Yeah, 2 million is insane for 9. Don't pay 2 million. 1 million is borderlines. Yeah, I wouldn't pay 1 million. You want her badly. I mean, honestly, 500,000 for 9 sounds about right to me. I think that's where she's going to settle. Johan, you would like to sign up, you're scared that you're going to be destroyed? Don't worry about it. I mean, nobody's judging anybody's skill levels or anything here. Nobody's going to look at that and go, ah, you suck. That's not what it's about. Bring a fun deck, enjoy yourself. That's all anybody cares about. Hold up, which new cards do you have to use? You have to use the new BLZ cards. So once again, we'll go through them very quickly. This one, Lux Sanctus, Kagusa, Amane, Hino Kagutsuchi. I apologize, Japanese people, for murdering these pronunciations. Whoops. The Covenant Blade, Murakumo, Geminus, not that one. Gallia, Minerva, Ignis, this guy, Hibiki. I still haven't learned their names yet. Izayoi, Bullet, Yuki, Azrael, Naoto, Mai, Makoto, Kokonoi, Relius, number 12, number 11, Susano O, Celica, and 9. Those are the cards that you have to use. We don't do creature only because you have to do a normal battle. Yeah, I don't think most. I mean, we did a creature only sub battle like 2 or 3 live streams ago. It was an absolute mess. Okay, so everybody's, yes, let's wait. Yes, please do wait for my ready, set, goat. Alright, so far we have Shokyakuro versus Neon Works, Moth versus Mateo, Kengi versus Brent, Shinami versus Luke, Mini V versus Kirito Marksman. So, if anybody else would like to get involved in the sub-battles, and I highly suggest that you do, please do get involved, jump in. It's just for fun. We have a couple of things. Aresias and Miss Zero, thank you very much for the gems. I really appreciate it. That's going to go towards new cards, which will go towards new videos. Brown is rooting for you all. Excellent. So yes, we will only be doing 1 round of Sunday sub-battle. So if you're not signed up for this particular round, you will not be able to do a Sunday sub-battle today. So we've already been doing this for an hour and 40 minutes, and I'm still extremely sick. Also, we have an announcement for the tournament once this is done. So, okay, well, all right. So if nobody else wants to sign up, we'll go with that. That's fine. I mean, that's still that's only 5 rounds. Intrepid quitting. Miniby Intrepid has quit already. All right, so let's make a start then, if everybody is prepared and nobody else wants to sign up for this round. So the first battle is Shokyakuro versus Neon Works. So when you guys are ready, please let me know in the chat box. And then on your marks, get set, and goat. Let's hope some of the newcomers will sign up for sub-battles once you see the first few. Yep, fingers crossed. Basically, you're allowed to sign up for the sub-battles right up until the point where the round ends. We have a community made of very good players, though. We do, yes. Good players both in terms of skill and in terms of just general niceness. Only 1 round today, yep. What is your name in this game? Are you talking to me, Len? If you are, it's the Arcadean. It's the same in every game I play. There's no shame to lose when dueling here, exactly. Yep. And goat. It's goat because for some reason that's what people picked up on way back when we first started doing these Sunday sub battles. So yeah, that's goat. Neon Works versus Shokyakuro. So just waiting on them to get ready. Well, looks like they're transitioning. Hopefully we're going to see some interesting plays with these new cards. And let's see how many people are using the S hero. Alright, in we go. Shokyakuro up at the top with S. Neon Works down the bottom with S. Neon discards into Nature, so could be Ambush Vine, a very good card to use with S. A good card to use in general, but also very good to use with S. Okay. Shokyakuro is thinking about it, possibly waiting until he's aware that we've started. Which you don't need to worry about because the game automatically rewind to the beginning of the battles if it possibly can. Discarding into Darkness, very interesting play by Shogyakuro. Darkness, of course, only having like one, well, two trap cards really, one being a sigil, a crest rather, from one of the collaboration packs, and another one being Stone Curse. Lukaku, what's S's effect? When a friendly creature directly attacks an opponent creature, it deals 3 extra damage. If an opponent's creature directly attacks your hero, deals 1 extra damage. Imagine if you win a duel, you're very glad you did because your complicated tactic worked, even more when you lose because the opponent was smart enough to see through it. Yeah. It's a win either way for you. It's a good attitude. Yep, Dylan, I know you're fighting. We're spectating at the moment. No. She's amazing. Yeah, she is amazing. She's a fantastic hero. So both players being very, very defensive right now. Everyone just sort of charging up, getting their resources up, getting their creatures or whatever traps in the grave. Let's see who goes first. Okay, so Neon plays an aggressive Goblin Bomb Squad, forcing a bit of a difficult response from Shogyakuro, but he does have enough resources to answer it. So, Fiery Zealot. Okay, so answering a Goblin Bomb Squad with an equivalency of Goblin Bomb Squad. Out comes the Ambush Vine. That's going to push the Goblin Bomb Squad out of the way and paralyze the Fiery Zealot up at the top. Hunter Piole comes down. That's actually going to be problematic. It's not going to kill the Goblin Bomb Squad, and even if it had, Piole would have died to the effect. Dark has one more trap, the Orphan's Thief's Pocket. Yeah, I am ignoring terrible, terrible cards. Did you just assume it's gender, Molly? Triggered. Okay, so Neon uses, I think that was an Arrow of Revenge, and charges up. Boom, there goes the extra damage into all these creatures. Now, the Golden Bomb Squad is going to die, and then, of course, the Ambush Vine is going to kill the Fiery Zealot and die to the Fiery Zealot's effect. PLA doesn't die to Golden Bomb Squad anymore. Really? Why would they change that? It was like the only counter, the only solid, resource-effective counter to PLA. Oh. Weird. Because PLA was dying to it like a week or two ago. Literally a week ago, PLA was dying to that effect. Princess Shadow Alicia comes out. Interesting. Are we going to see an Aggressor deck from Shogyakuro? Could be. They just made PLA even better. Why on earth would they buff PLA? Everyone's expecting a nerf. Weird. Anyway. Okay. So, with Alicia out onto the field, that's a decent amount of damage, because that's effectively going to be 6 damage, because it's going to deal an extra 1 damage thanks to S's effect. The Ambush Vine, of course, dealing 5 effective damage. Out comes a PLA of Neon's very, very own, and down goes Alicia. That puts her right back into the grave, however, and there is enough resources on Shogyakuro's side to activate Alicia again. So Neonworks is going to have to be aware of that when he kills another creature. Formation move Master Race, yeah. DevCat understood the buff logic, at least they half understood it, yes. Yes, they're buffing the cards that are already super powerful. Good going, DevCat. Please buff some of the less powerful cards. Buff the Fighter. Fighter looks awesome. I would love to be able to use Fighter. He's such cool arts, but just awful. Alright, so, Naoto comes out. Interesting. Okay, so Naoto in front of the Goblin Bomb Squad. And Turn to Frog comes out onto the GBS. Interesting to use it then, because all Neonworks needs to do is remove Naoto, and the frog will turn back. Generally, you save the Turn to Frog for when you know for a fact that you're going to be able to... yeah, there he goes. Down goes Naoto, and that's going to allow the Cursed Frog to turn back to normal. Brent, you're playing versus Kengi. Yes, you are. Third fight. Buff for you, yes. Johan, you really hope they're not going to nerf him because you just pulled him and you don't want to be nerfed now. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Taukaka plus S equals multi-attack jutsu. That's a good point, actually. I hadn't thought about Taukaka with S, but yeah, pretty solid. Out comes the Drag to Hell, and that takes care of that Ambush Vine. Fiery Zealot comes out, and of course, activates the Ambush Vine. Which is going to paralyze the Fiery Zealot, but of course the Ambush Vine is simply going to die to that effect. But that Golden Bomb Squad is just being pinged all around the field. He was pinged off to the left, and then he died, and then he brought back out, and he was pinged off to the right. Podjechny, you're going to go play some OV. I don't know what OV is, but have fun. Out comes my... I think that is? No. No, it is my. I was right. Ha! I got it right the first time. Out comes my and takes care of the Fiery Zealot, which of course takes care of the creature in front of it. Now Shokyakuru's turn. He's got 2 creatures that he absolutely needs to remove, otherwise they will deal fatal. So let's see how he decides to do this. Overwatch. Yes, could be the German pronunciation of Overwatch. Overwatch. That's more Russian, actually, isn't it? Never mind, my bad. Command Hunting comes out, an interesting combo there. So, Shokyakuro, very low on resources. Neon works the same with 1 and 3, but it got 15 darkness, which is pretty cool. And out comes 9. Interesting. Paralyzes the creature in front. That's, of course, going to do the 3 damage. And without Shokyakuro bringing out another creature, Mai is simply going to be frozen and then murdered. Well, actually, no, she's just going to be frozen. She's not going to be murdered, but it's going to basically keep her cycling. That poor Hino is never going to kill her. The 9 really needs to be summoned on the left-hand side for this sort of thing. But he brings out Command Hunting and 9 goes down anyway. So that's fine. Both characters there not dealing any damage to each other. And out comes the Arrow of Revenge and takes down Shokyakuro. Well played to both players there. It's a very interesting deck. It's going to take a little while to get used to these new cards. I can tell. A lot of back and forth there. Well done. Well done to both players. Okay, up next is Moth versus Mateo. When you guys are ready, please comment in the chat and then send each other a battle invite. Should we goat? Yes, Moth, please goat. Good goody. Good goody, good goody, good. Tell when I'm sick, I start singing Mary Poppins songs. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheroo. Such a nice day outside as well. Mateo's ready, good. So Moth and Mateo are in transition. The Cockrai, you just got one of the 2 cards you need to complete the WNB collection. Not regarding mutants. Nice. Which card was it? And here we go. Moth can't decide which of your 2 decks to use. Flip a coin. 2-face it. Okay, so Sermo up the top with Tarlak. Very interesting. I used to use that hero a lot. And Sloth down at the bottom with S. Looks like he got it. Wow, very aggressive Nirvana being played right off the bat. Interesting. Now Sloth does have gold, so he could have a paralyzing bullet. Let's see. This is your first match ever using S. Well, I would say, well, I hope you win then, but I can't. I don't want to show favoritism here. Protecting Azure. That is the meaning of my existence. And out comes the paralyzing bullet and takes care of Nirvana. Since that's the last round for today, and it's a bit late. You have to go to bed early, Neon. Okay, thanks for stopping by the stream. Yeah, have a good night's sleep. Alright, so Nirvana goes down, Skeleton comes out. Missed. Yo, Ark, you heard about Trump getting 2 scoops. He got 2 scoops of ice cream. American news went crazy. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. He gets extra everything. What was it? He gets a Diet Coke and everyone else gets water or something like that. That's important news for the world to know. Hope S doesn't stab you endlessly in the back. No, that would be nice if it didn't. Out comes the Magic Missile, takes care of Kadir's Flying Sword. Skeleton deals damage 5 equivalency because of S's effect. Out comes the Golden Bomb Squad to block against that Skeleton. Neon, this is a modified deck that you featured in your video. Nice. Mateo, you have no other mana drops. Nice, very good. Okay, so the Golden Bomb Squad manages to kill the Skeleton. And again, S is going to result in all kinds of new calculations. Players going to force players to make all kinds of new calculations, because you think that it's going to survive. You forget that S has this effect, and it all goes crazy. Ignis is being summoned now. That is very interesting. And Bullet. Okay, so not being summoned in front of the Golden Bomb Squad, of course, because Bullet is going to fire off, kill the Golden Bomb Squad, and keep herself alive. Ignis is extraordinarily vulnerable to Paralyzing Bullet if Sloth decides to go for that. But let's see. Sleeps are for the weak. Yes, obviously you're suffering a little from sleep deprivation yourself. Dylan, you're using a modified version of your deck too, of Neon's deck. Your Susano deck is great, changed out Mai for Naoto. Who's Susanoo deck? Vampire comes out, drains Bullet. Matteo, you keep forgetting Paralyzing Bullet exists. Yeah, we'll see the video again for the announcement. Neon. Yep, no problem. I mean, it'll be announced in the Discord, so no big deal. Now, who does Bullet going to attack? Closest opponent. Okay, so he's going to attack the. Okay, interesting choice. Not really worthwhile, honestly, since Bullet was just going to be paralyzing that vampire anyway. There was nothing that the vampire would be able to do. So, a very expensive removal there on Sermo's side. And, oh, nice play with the Golden Garden Cat by Moth. That is going to be very difficult for Sermo to answer with 2-1 and 2 resources unless he happens to have a Firebolt. If he discards into mana and drops a Firebolt onto the Golden Garden Cat, that's about the only thing he can hope to do. He chooses to level up, it goes into darkness and charges. So the Golden Garden Cat does manage to get its effect activated. So that is 5 resources, all told, the 3 that you get for every turn, plus the 2 extra from the Golden Garden Cat. Chris Nickel just subscribed. Thank you very much, Chris. Thanks for the subscribe. Hi, kitty. Good kitty. Yes. Sleepers for the weekend. It's the weekend. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh. Skeleton comes out in front of the kitty cat, and Magic Missile comes out to kill that Goblin Bomb Squad. Okay, so the kitty cat is going to deal 7 damage to the skeleton, so Moth just needs to weaken that skeleton by just a little bit, if necessary. Drag to Hell. Yeah, Drag to Hell was not guaranteed to hit the Golden Garden Cat, though. That was a 50-50 chance, and chose not to go for it. Sloth is choosing to charge up and drop Cecilia. Very interesting. Let's go, Minerva! So the skeleton can't kill the Golden Garden Cat, even with the extra damage, unless Sermo decides to use a removal spell, but he's in a very awkward situation now, with Sloth taking a commanding battlefield presence lead here. So he needs to do something pretty major, and unfortunately he doesn't have the resources for an AoE. No gold, not enough mana for an Ice Spear, so he's in an awkward situation here. Dylan, you watched Neon's video. He made a great Susanoo deck. You used it against him and lost. I see, fair enough. Gamble at its finest, though, yes. 50-50 chances. Gotta love him. Alright, so Cecilia activates, heals that, and then Minerva kills it. Golden Garden Cat's ability activates and gives Sloth back a lot of resources. So that is 12 damage out onto the field. That is going to take Sermo down to 1 HP. Miss, love my cherry lips. Thank you so much. It's my actress, you know. Okay, so Sermo really needs to do something major here. But again, not sure what. If he has a Nature Ambush, that would work out really well. But even then, I don't think it would kill Celica. So, tricky. He charges up once. Is he going to go for a 3 charge? He's just going to give it to Moth? Let's find out. He is. Okay, sportsmanlike finish. Charges up 3 times. Golden Garden Cat just keeps on piling those resources in. Sloth charges once. I know it's supposed to be sportsmanlike, but I want to use this card just because I think it's cool. Alright, let's see what card. Oh, the Bullfighter. Yes, fair enough. And it is Minerva that lands a finishing blow on Matteo. And there he goes. Doesn't say anything. That's quite interesting. Alright. Well played to both Sermo and Slothwood there. Very good decks. Interesting to watch. And very well played on both players' sides. Yes, BM. Bad manners. For shame, Moth. For shame. Okay, up next is Kengi versus Brent, otherwise known as Academium. So when you guys are ready, please let me know and send each other a friend request. A friend request from Kaz927. For everyone who doesn't know, I will automatically add anybody to my friends list who requests during a live stream. If you request outside of the live stream, then I probably won't because my friends list is just full. But we're okay. Intrepid, I know, has quit, and I'm pretty sure the personal shop is now empty. Yes, okay, so I will remove Intrepid from my friends list, which is very sad, but they stopped playing, so delete and delete. But one day you'll make a Nirvana, Ignis, and Minerva deck work. One day. That will be a glorious day. We look forward to that day. I like Nirvana, but really I've only ever found it to be useful at level 3. Okay, so yes, Kengi versus Academium. So whenever you guys are ready, please let me know. A friend request from Kyoto Marksman. I'm assuming that is, all right. Quick question, does the shop generate a different code every time you renew it, or is the shop code is linked? It's linked. Oh, you're in, okay. I will add you once this battle is over. Marksman. Spectate. Trying to get my shop code to have 3 to 4 letters. No, it's linked immediately. It doesn't change ever. Academium up at the top and Kengi down at the bottom. Academium with the neutral hero and no mutants, and Kengi at the bottom with L and 2 mutants. So let's see how this goes. Academium starts out and decides to charge. Plays it defensively. Kengi says hello. And plays an elf, an aggressive play from Kengi, an unusual one. If Academium has a heavy offering, that would go down really nicely here. But it doesn't look like he does, so decides to charge. He's going to take that 2 damage from the elf. All right, let's see. Imagine, you want to ask me about a card that was released without anyone talking about it, or at least missed it. It's the gold card Belial something. Belial. Okay, another elf comes out from Kengi. Okay, big elf push here. Let's see. Belial. There's no card called Belial. Oh no, wait, not in Blaze Blue. Hold on. Check on. No, still no card called Belial. Okay, out comes an... Oh, wow. Okay, the Hagane and is immediately killed by a paralyzing bullet. That's a shame, because I actually really like that guy. The Arakune, I think his name is, actually. He's a lot of fun, but yeah, and very difficult to make work outside of PvP. It's fun to see both elves staring at each other, yes. I love your muscles. I love your muscles too. But your muscles are so much better. Oh no, yours are so much better. Can I touch them? Please touch them. I could do this all day. But I won't. Don't want to lose any more subscribers. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the prettiest of them all? Kadir's flying sword comes out to block the light elf. And shield throw! Yay! We always love to see shield throw come out. Doesn't quite kill the elf though, unfortunately. A bit of a miscalculation by Academium's side there. That was some sexy elf banner. Thank you. That's what I do. And a holy missile comes out and takes care of that poor little fellow. So, the elves continue to stare into each other's eyes, hands linked together as they headbutt Academium. However, both players' resources are more or less equal, and the HP is still, again, more or less equal, so it's still anybody's game. Lizardman Defender comes out. We're seeing a lot of weird cards from Academium. I like it. And Shield Throw comes out. Again, pow, into that light elf. No, the muscles! Why? Oh, it's not long for this world. Susano comes out and actually says something when he comes out, which is pretty cool, because I didn't see that happen when I played him. And deals a significant amount of damage to that poor Lizardman Defender. Ouch! Okay, the elf, of course, continuing to get its revenge for the loss of its muscle mirror. You're quite enjoying this. You're quite enjoying what? The fight? Or me anthropomorphizing these elves? My next deck is going to have 2 elves in it. Out comes the Flame Mission, and that is going to kill Susano, thanks to that Lizardman Defender's extra attack. Okay, so an expensive Flame Mission, though, and that does take Academium's resources down below Kengi's. Kengi brings out, an Izayoi and a Golden Garden Cat. Well timed on that Golden Garden Cat. And that Izayoi, of course, is going to cause some problems. Elf used his Wrath moves. Susano! Yes. At some point we're going to have to stage a battle, and then I'm going to get all of the Arcanauts to come together and do voices for each of the creatures. Turn it into a whole big film. Well, Ark, I think you should intentionally sicken yourself before commentating the tournament. You might die during it because how long it is would be entertaining, so worth. Oh, thanks, Moth. I love you too. You sadistic bastard. Okay, so the elf, Izayoi and the Golden Garden Cat hammer in. The Kadir's Flying Sword comes out on the far right-hand side, which is quite interesting. And another Kadir's Flying Sword comes out. Are we going to see some sort of interesting sword play? What's happening here? Shield Throw once again comes out, and that goes straight into the Golden Garden Cat, murdering its face. And, okay, Izayoi, of course, when the opponent charges, will move. So Academium trying not to charge, I guess. Oh, Nurgle. Right. Oh, God. Yeah. No, we talked about Nurgle when it came out in the lab. But he's a gimmick card, basically, and he's not a very good one. Holy crap, that 35 damage, yes. Shield throw, kaboom, into his away. He's a Yoi, sorry. And that poor elf is still just standing there, watching everyone he loves die in front of him. Alright, so the Cadir's Flying Swords get some damage off. Kengi just needs to clear out the Flying Sword in front of the Bomb Squad, which he, tried to go for that one, but it was a 50-50 chance, and it missed the one that he was hoping that it would hit, obviously. So he decides to just charge up a couple times. I don't think Peter would approve of the stream. Probably not. There's a lot of murder. A lot of animal murder. Yes, Flame Lord Lurgle. And Lizardman Defender comes out in front of the elf, and Shield Throw out in front of that Fiery Zealot, I assume. Yep, boom, down it goes. That Academium and his Shield Throw, that is a lot of shields. When Captain America throws his mighty shield. It's at this point that Kengi is probably wishing that he was running an S hero. Would have been able to cut through these guys. He was hoping his opponent would have run an S hero. Would have killed him by now. That one extra damage. Alright, so a leopard comes out in an aggressive spot, hoping to, trying to force Academian basically to keep using removal spells so that he can't play any aggressive creatures. Academian discards into nature. Ooh, out comes a cocoon trap. That is unfortunate. That is going to die immediately to that leopard. 1 HP comeback, says Imran. Yes, you can do it, Academian. We always root for the underdogs. That elf survived the impossible and now it dies. It has gone to the grave with its love, and now they are together again in elf heaven. Sphere of Holy Light comes out and kills the Lizardman Defender, and the cocoon goes down to the leopard. So Academium needs to answer that leopard immediately. Has managed to pull his resources back up almost level with Kengi again, so it's some good stuff right here. But let's see how he decides to answer this leopard. Discards into mana. We're going to see another Cadir's Flying Sword. We are. Down it comes in front of that leopard. If it can survive, it's basically guaranteed to kill the leopard because the leopard can't get through its defense. It'll possibly destroy its defense, but then the Flying Sword will just keep renewing itself again. Why not kill that cocoon? I don't know. MVP elf. Yes. Yes, the elves are definitely MVPs. Shield Throw comes out and kills the leopard. We're loving this Shield Throw. Well, I am, anyway. And the Cadir's Flying Sword deals a certain amount of damage. Wow, so that's 1-1 hit points. 1 up at the top and 11 down the bottom. Kengi discards into nature, brings out Susano and Isayoi. Interesting. Okay, so bow, that's going to hurt Academium. So, this is going to be problematic for Academium. He needs to remove both of those creatures. This is fun. He needs to remove both those creatures, but he really doesn't have any way to do so. He discards into darkness, which is interesting, and brings Arakune back out. That's fantastic. Right, left, up, nothing. And Shield Throw out onto Susano, which is quite interesting. Brings out the Tomb Swarm. Okay. Alright, interesting choice, interesting choice. Golden Garden Cat comes out in front of Arakune. Command Hunting comes out, kills that little guy, and that is going to be game as Isayoi will land the finishing blow. Still well done to both players there. Academium holding on for the longest time there against Kengi, taking him down to 11 HP and basically no resources. Both players very well played there. Very well played. George is disappointed. He wanted to see the underdog victory. Nicely done, though. Oh, shield throws. Those are dynamite. Love those. Okay, let's see. Alright, so two friend request, Gaming God and Kirito Marksman. Alright, just give me a second, guys. And I will remove... Now, I'm not going to remove Qli and 09 because I know them properly, and I know they're actually kind of still around. Infamous, I'm going to have to remove you. You're next on the list. I apologize if you're watching. You want to be re-added, just send me another friend request. I know Thras. I know a person is hanging around. I don't know Feng Yan. So I apologize, Feng Yan, if you're watching and you want me to re-add you. Just send me another friend request. I will remember your name. Zero's quitting. No, she quit for a while and then came back again. And then, I don't know. Hasn't been around in 7 days apparently. But quit a while back and then came back for a little while. All right, so I've added both those guys. Good. Next up is Shinami versus Lucarcry. So when you guys are ready, please let me know in the chat box. And then on your marks, get set and go. We are losing a lot of veterans, though. 09 quit, or last night she said she quit. Okay, fair enough. So she's quit again. Because she came back last week. She was in last week's live stream. She actually had I'm pretty sure she had a fight. Pretty sure she was in the live stream battle. So she's good again. So, I mean, we've lost 09. We've lost Shinsto. We've lost Intrepid. We're losing a lot of players. Ready, I think. Good, you think, yes. Sup, guys. Sup, Nariel. Holds it hanging. Maybe, when is your duel time? Your duel time is right after this. Right after this. Shinami versus Luca. 2 old bees from the subreddit. Yes. Yes, here we go. It's time to duel. You activated my trap card. Spiky hair, pointing. Okay, Shinami up at the top with 3 mutants and Tina, and Lucarcry down at the bottom with 1 mutant and the neutral female hero. Cool. Cool. So, let's see how it goes. Shinami decides to charge up. And Lucarcry plays an aggressive Kadir's Flying Sword. Always a bold move against somebody with gold, because they may very well have paralyzing bullets. And they do. Boom goes the dynamite, and down goes Kadir's Flying Sword. That puts Shinami in the XP lead. So let's see if Lucarcry decides to play aggressively or goes for a charge up now. Kira Tomoxman, you will win. Okay. Confidence, I like it. Skeleton. So, Lucarcry decides to play aggressively. Let's see how Shinami answers that. Good old Majin is still around. I mean, I'm not super high level, I'm not. I've been in MD since the first days of Majin. Yep, we do still have a lot of veterans, absolutely. But we do also have a lot that are leaving. A lot that are leaving. Some that I wish were leaving. But more leaving than I would like, honestly. Because again, I mean, it's the veterans that largely help to push the game forward a lot, because they're the ones producing content, which then new players come in, they see, they go, oh cool, there's a lot of support and community stuff, and boom, it helps out. Okay, so Magic Missile comes out in front of that Golden Garden Cat, and boom, down it goes with the skeleton's damage. Yeah, we MDOGs, yes. I'm more honest. I'm always honest. I'm always very honest. Besides, you don't know who I'm talking about. I could be talking about you, Moth. No, wait, Dr. Eagle. Dr. Evil. Oh. Veterans will eventually come back. Well, the new players that hang around will eventually become the new veterans. Flying Sword comes out on Shinami's side, and a Kadir's Flying Sword. So, interesting. Are we going to be seeing another shield throw? Are we going to be seeing something interesting with new Blaze Blue cards? Ambush comes out. Ouch, that's expensive removal on Lucarcry's side, but he's obviously worried that Shinami's about to bring out something unpleasant. So let's see. Brown, you feel like an old fart now. Yeah. People hating on the GGC. Yeah. I love that kitty. It opens up a lot more potential dual styles. I'm glad they haven't nerfed it. They were saying they were going to, but I'm glad they've decided not to so far. Anyway, hopefully the Oreo collaboration will bring people back. Yes. All right. So Shinami comes charges up to levels up rather to level 3 and got there in the end. Very sick. Shut up. Okay, and Lucarcry decides to level up and then revive. Always a good idea to save that until level 3 so that you don't lose any HP on your level ups. Shinami levels up, and that costs 6 HP, which is quite expensive. Oh, out comes the Botanist Christie +1. Interesting. Brent, where do you find the dates for the new seasons or collabs? They will announce them on Facebook and on their official forum, like a 24 hours beforehand. They don't really give a lot of advanced warning. Lucarcry's testing tournament day. GGC is great. The only change you would ever suggest is changing its resource generation to 112 instead of 122. Yeah, that would be okay. You'll play this game until they kick you out, Brown. Well, that's not likely to happen. And we're certainly not going to kick you out. Vampire Princess Marika collab when PC release. That would be nice. It would be nice to see Marika become viable. I mean, a capture creature, but just never use it. I mean, it would be nice to see like a vampire other than Mana Vampire +1 and Shadow Vampire become useful. Hibiki Kohaku comes out onto the field. We gotta love this guy. Okay, so that's gonna be pow, 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 pow. Ouch. How about I teach you about the art of silence? You're dead. Shut up. That is mean, Hibiki. Very, very mean. Right, so that's a problem out onto the field, but Lukaku doesn't have enough resources to remove it. Let's see if he decides to go for something like a surprise attack. Let's find out. Imagine you see that Lukaku changed game style. The duel with me and Illusion Girl changed him deeply. Just kidding, mate. Love that duel. Yeah. Lukaku is not participating in tournament anymore. Yep, he had to give up his slot. Yaxi's now taken it. Surprise attack comes out as predicted, and down goes the poor little Hibiki. Bye bye, Hibiki. That important cargo is still out in the field, slowly trundling its way to its destination. Outstanding. Shinami with a good amount of gold, very good amount of gold, and a good amount of light, but almost nothing left in mana. Brings out another Botanist Christie +1. Dangerously close here to a gimmick deck with those two Christies, but an ambush takes care of them quite easily. Expensive, of course, and that's the problem with Christie. She costs 2 at every level, so even when you can't take in, grave cost into account, it's still problematic. In order to counter Christie decks, you really need to be running Seal the Graves equivalency. See, this is what you just do with Christie. You just keep reviving and bring her back out, revive and bring her back out. Let's see. Okay, so Bluesy Floozy comes out onto the field. Lukaku is going to play aggressively. Let's see if he goes for a removal. I mean, it's a bit tricky, honestly. With only darkness resources, there's not a hell of a lot he can do at this point to shut down Christie's Arthur summon. Margin, what if I tell you I thought of a pun when Ark said he gave up his slot? I thought he gave up his sloth for moth. Okay, all right. You get a begrudging like golf clap for that one, I guess. The card charges up, and the Arthur is summoned, unfortunately, right in front of Bluesy Floozy. So that's not great for Lukaku. The Christie, of course, not going to do anything in terms of attack value. So Lukaku again, once again, in a bit of an awkward situation here, needs to take care of that Arthur, and he does with a Kiss of the Succubus. Nicely played. And charges up, trying to regain as much resource parity as possible to deal with this continual Christie spam. And down it goes. Something like Susano would be fantastic here. Pulls the furthest enemy in front, says Hazama, and drains his HP. Yoop. Moth, Ark, will I be around for some MD-related questions after the stream? They're a bit more specific, so it may be difficult to answer in this format. Yes, I will be around. I'll need to tidy up all of my spotlights and things, but yeah, I'll be around. You can ask them here though if you like. Mainly about fund expenditure. Well, I mean, you can ask them here if you like. Magic Missile, or Missile of Light, I should say, comes out and takes care of that Botanist Kirsty. Not really much point in doing that. She's not, well, unless he's worried about the, he might be worried about the thing. Where is this? Yeah, okay, he was worried about the important cargo. Okay, that makes sense then. That makes sense. Hibiki comes out. That is going to do a lot of damage to that poor Bluesy Floozy. Pow, 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 pow. Down it goes, and the air bomb deals its damage because it disappears. All right. And another Assistant Christie +1 comes out. Shinami, you should be ashamed of yourself. Moth, mainly I want to ask about what I should save up for now, which is very specific because I may need to say what I've already bought. Well, I mean, yeah. Again, yeah. I mean, without knowing what you've got in your doodad. I mean, at this point, you probably have everything that you you require in order to make a platinum deck. At this point, at the point where you're at, really the question is simply just what cards have you seen that you like the look of? What cards do you think are going to be big? What cards do you think are going to be good? That kind of thing. Okay, so Shinami has flooded his side of the field and is dropping a paralyzing bullet on the skeleton because he wants that important cargo to survive long enough that it can charge up Christie and she can summon another Arthur +1. So Lukaku is in a very awkward situation here. A ice spear would be perfect, but it looks like he doesn't have one. He might do though. Let's see. He's discarding into mana, charging into light. Drops a Pirate Red Eye. Okay, so the discard into mana was for no particular reason, because this is... well, it's not game yet, because Arthur is not going to deal any direct damage, but... Interesting choice. Moth, should you save up for a Christie +1, or will you feel too guilty about it to use it often like your PLA? If you feel guilty about using PLA, you'll feel very guilty about using Christie. She is a gimmick card, in that she's almost always seen just in gimmicks. So now the Ice Spear comes out. Interesting that Lukaku waited that long. Maybe didn't have another mana card to discard. Interesting. But yeah, Moth, if you don't enjoy playing gimmicky decks, then I wouldn't get Detective. I wouldn't get the Christie +1s if I were you. I haven't got any of those because I don't like the playstyle and I don't intend on making videos on it. So yeah. Out come the two flying swords, Kadir and normal light, and the Golden Garden Cat, of course, sitting in the middle. So Lukaku needs to answer all three of those, and yeah, it doesn't look like he can. The Ice Spear, of course, has already been used. No real way of dealing with this. Moth, what about the TBT cards? You already have Seigi, but not many of the other higher rated cards. I mean, as far as TBT goes, it's Seigi and Bluesy Floozy. The others don't need to worry about. This is a super close match, by the way. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Lukaku, Shinami, yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself using two Christie +1s. Calpy, you didn't see any collab cards, any of the new collab cards from Lukaku. I might have been hiding in there. He hasn't used 3 of the cards so far, so maybe one of those 3. And charges up 3 times, so a sportsman-like finish there. And Shinami charges up once, twice, and 3 times, the lady. And the Kadir's Flying Sword lands a finishing blow. Okay. So well played to Lukaku for holding off against that double Christie +1 for so long. Shinami, for shame, for shame. Double Christie +1s. Still, well played to both players there. And now for the final battle of this the Sunday Sub Battles, Mini B versus Kirito Marksman. So when you guys are ready, please let me know in the chat box, and then we will get on with it. You're gonna hate Christie, yeah. I didn't expect Christie to be a given. The problem with Christie is that she's one of those cards that absolutely demands a very specific counter, because you can because otherwise, because of her extremely low cost at every level and her very powerful effect, you can just keep what you did basically, which was she dies, you just revive her and play her, and it only costs 3. She dies again, you revive her and play her, and it only costs 4. She dies again, you revive her and play her, and she only costs 5. So she's very, very cheap for a very good effect. Very good effect. Miniby, you'll get slaughtered. Oh no. Maybe you should pick up a Bluesy Floozy Moth. If you don't have a Bluesy Floozy Moth, then yeah, Bluesy Floozy's a good choice. Spectate. Yeah, I mean, that deck was pseudo gimmick. It's not a hardcore gimmick, so, you know, I'm just teasing. I'm not giving you shit, really. Kirito Marksman up at the top with 1 mutant and Tina, and Mini-B down at the bottom with 1 mutant and Elysis. Don't see her often in PvP. Yeah, because she's generally in PvP, she's only used in dedicated gimmick decks. And most players can't afford her because the 2+1 Christies go for millions. So you don't see her very often. But yes, the deck that you used is pseudo gimmick, which is technically allowed under this format. It's just people don't like seeing it because it's such a pain in the ass to deal with. So the Goblin Gravekeeper and the Skeleton deal damage to Kirito Marksman, who has just charged up to level 2. It drops a defensive elf in front of the Skeleton. Let's see. Kalpesh, you find Mini-B if Kirito's not around. Kirito, I mean, they started fighting like immediately, Kalpesh. You gotta calm down, buddy. Luke, you built this deck 2 minutes before the match. It's fine. Dylan, you'll do another battle if you need it. It's not needed. No, we're doing fine. I mean, we've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes right now. We're doing fine. TBT cards will only go up in price, you'd guess, right? Yep. Yep. So picking those up is a good idea. I mean, yeah, if your cash is burning a hole in your pocket, then sure. But Bluesy, Floozy, and Seigi are the only ones that you need from TBT. Evil Bar, you slept too long. Ow! Lukaku, you almost put a doppelganger trauma instead. Yeah, and you're like, nah, it's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be a problem. Yeah, you should always trust your instincts. Yep. Moth, Georgie Shinami, yes. Miss Zero in a battle for you. I didn't see you sign up, Miss Zero, but yes, if you want to fight one, you can do so. I will sign you up for after this. Okay, so who wants to fight Miss Zero? Okay, so out comes Hibiki. We are seeing a lot of Hibiki. As predicted, he is the sort of the shining star, I suppose, in the new release. He's just a super-powered, slightly more expensive Lin, so what's not to love? It's the manly elf again. Yes. Don't have a Bluesy, though. Yeah, get Bluesy. Yeah. Kalpesh, you need more sub-battles. Moth wants to fight Mist. Me, says Kalpesh. Alright, Moth and Kalpesh can fight it out amongst each other. Azrael comes out on Mini B's side, which is a very interesting choice. So let's see. It's right next to the Goblin Gravekeeper, so Hunt isn't possible. Goblin Bomb Squad comes out. Azrael moves in front of it, damages it, tosses the Goblin Bomb Squad out of the way. Very weird. The Cockcry Bluesy is very tricky to use. Yeah, she's tricky. She's a strategic character. She's not very tricky, but she's a strategic card, sure. Any counter for Bluesy, Floozy, and Seigi? Yeah, lots of them. Honestly, they're not amazing cards. They're fine. They're good cards. They're definitely good cards, but they're not oh my god OP cards. You can counter both of them very, very easily. Paralyzing Bullet comes out and takes care of that Nirvana. Bye-bye Nirvana. Ouch, that's... oh my goodness, everything is happening right now. The Hidden Spider comes out. Azrael kills the Hidden Spider, goes right back into the grave. What is going on? It's crazy town right here. And Kirito gets hit by both the Azrael and the Goblin Gravekeeper. That Azrael is doing a lot of work. Evil Bart, you want to fight too? Okay, well, Evil Bart hasn't fought yet, so Evil Bart can fight Miss Hero. Nordiel for Seigi, you can basically try and win spell. Yep. No battles. Someone spawned that 24 pack. Yes. Oh, there's too much packs in there. Okay, so Kirito Marksman, can he pull this back? He drops an elf, but Azrael just... What is that? Azrael is really weird, actually. He just throws things everywhere. No. Future Moth. I like Mana, Magic Sensing Bomb, so I should like Bluesy, right? Yep, she's basically a creature version of that. She does her Air Bomb does much less damage than the Magic Sensing Bomb +1, but it gives you a creature on the field as well. Okay, so 3 charges up for Mini B. The Goblin Gravekeeper bunches into the elf, and yes, I can see you've got quite the appetite too. Finishes in a very creepy way. Congratulations to both Mini B and Kirito Marksman there. Good decks, well played. Oof. Bard versus Mist. Yep. That Azrael. I know. Good lord, that Azrael did work. Yeah. Okay. Evil creature only fight. Oh, creature only fight or normal. It's up to the Kalpesh Moth versus you. You guys have already fought. Moth, doesn't she resummon her bomb though? No, she doesn't. Can't even pull your weird combo. Oh. So he moves Elf away from Gravekeeper, but then he moves it back again. I know, he's just like, whoa! I mean, basically, what I see when I see Azrael activate is I see a line dancer flinging, grab your partner by the hand. Alright. So, Mist Zero versus Evil Bart. I should have you guys, I should at least have Mist Zero at it. It would be really weird if I didn't. Yeah, she doesn't resummon it. No, she doesn't resummon the bomb. I'm going to check to make sure I have Miss Zero. It would be bizarre if I didn't. But there's like 84 people on my friends list now, so... I really wish they didn't have grey, light grey on a white background. Not good for my eyes. I don't see him. It's weird. I think I saw Mist at the bottom of my list. Please don't see him. I don't see him. Romeo, no, Romeo. We're doing a thing right now. That is bizarre. I do not see Mist or... Evil Bart. Again, I thought well, it might have been like, no, Devil Boy, I think I had. Okay. I don't know. Bart thinks you should fight Moth. Okay. You wouldn't dance with him, Imagine. No, most people wouldn't. Moth 200% ignored you. Okay, well, I don't have, apparently, for some reason, Miss Zero on my thing. So, Mist, if you're... send me your friend. Send me your like friend IGN friend. Send me your in-game name or whatever. There's some reason I don't have you, which is just weird. I have a suspicion. I keep losing people off my friends list. I have a suspicion that the game keeps deleting people for no apparent reason. Anyway. I'm offline. Yeah, Miss, because apparently I don't have you on my friends list anymore. So that would mean that I would appear as offline for you. So if you just type your in-game name, I'll just quickly send you a friend request and then it'll automatically activate. So I just need to delete somebody. Who do I not immediately recognize the name of? I recognize pretty much everybody. I don't really recognize Muji. I don't really recognize Muji. So I apologize, Muji. If you're watching, send me another friend request, I'll add you. Next on secretly nerfing my friend list too. Yes! Damn it. Oh dear. Moth, you can battle Mist and you can spectate. Yes, but I should have Mist added as on my friends list anyway. So yeah, I'm just waiting on Mist to send me his in-game name. Because I know it's Miss Zero, but I don't know if the last O is a 0 or an actual O. Gonna go cook now, look out, right? Okay, thanks for stopping by the stream. Gotta go, Brent. Okay, thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Doesn't look like Miss Zero feels like sending me his chat thing. So yeah, Sloth, whenever you're ready, just start the fight. We'll do the last thing. You sent it. Yeah, I don't receive it apparently if it's been removed off my friends list. I don't need you to send me a friend request. I need you to type your in-game name into the chat. Nix, add you for the sub battles. We're kind of finished, and it is a 0. Okay, we're kind of finished, unfortunately. All right, that should add it then. There we go. Good. We're back. Okay, so... all right, so Mist Zero is the final fight, because then we got to talk about very quickly about the tournament and make an announcement about the prizes, and then I have to go away and die. Goating. Good, good. Okay. Let's pay attention to the transition. There is no transition. I was lied to. Has lied horribly too. How shameful. Oh, there we go. All right, now the transition is occurring. Excellent, good. All right, now this... yeah, okay, good. So Sloth up at the top with S, Miss Zero down the bottom with S. Neither player using mutants. Both players using nature and dark. Moth up at the top with mana, and Mist down the bottom with gold. So let's see how this goes. Kelpesh, you and Evil Bart. Yeah, okay, we can do that because Evil Bart wanted a fight and we didn't get to give him one. Just pulled out my headphones. Okay, so Black Sheep Pan, which is always good with the S hero. I do enjoy using that combination. Answered with an elf. All right, so Mist Zero decides to charge up. And boom. Let's see. All right, so the Pan is not going to be able to do quite enough damage to that elf. And the Forest Keeper Imp comes out. Alright, so very aggressive plays by Sloth so far. Let's see how Mist answers them. Bum, bum, bum. Ooh, with a Taukaka. Interesting, yes, we did hear about this. So, Black Sheep Pan, extra damage. And now Sloth has to deal with a couple of Taukakas out onto the field. Magic Missile comes out, takes care of one of the Taukakas, and deals a little bit of damage, and kills that Pan. Good, alright, so... Miss Zero levels up to 2, deals a little bit of damage to Sloth. Sloth levels up and deals more damage to Mist. Both players doing well for resources and HP currently, so it's still anybody's game. Let's see. Ooh, Susano comes out. Interesting. That is going to do a significant amount of damage to the Imp and the Elf. Boop. And doom, 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 doom. Dead. And more energy. Dead and more energy. And of course, that means that Susano now is ready to do its effect at the end of its next turn. Except, ouch, out comes the Command Hunting after the Vampire drained its HP, and down it goes, leaving just Taukaka out onto the field. Let's see. Obviously, that was a expensive use by Sloth, so let's see. Alright, so Relius Clover comes out, summoning out the Ignis. Let's see how this goes. Sloth, of course, if he can kill the Ignis, which he can with the resources that he has, the Relius becomes much less useful. So let's see. Notira's Needle comes out and deals with the Ignis, gains himself some darkness resources. Nicely played there. And he levels up to 3, following in the lines of Mist. Let's see. So, Hunt comes out. That will take care of that Vampire. And that is, of course, going to be 7 plus an extra 2 attacks. So that's going to be 9 attack, or 9 damage coming out on Miss Zero's side against Moth, taking him down to, what, 15 HP. There it is. Okay, so Mist taking a fairly solid lead in terms of HP, but Sloth more than enough resources to deal with this. Out comes Hibiki, and that is going to kill both of those characters. Down goes, down goes Relius, and down goes Taukaka, and Hibiki shunts over to where Taukaka used to be. So that's 7 damage out onto the field. Miss Zero does really need to answer that, but doesn't have a good amount of resources to do so. It keeps going into gold, unfortunately, and that doesn't have any direct damage spells that he's really going to want to use. The rest is into dark. If he has a drag to hell, rather, that might work. He decides not to go for a removal spell and decides instead to charge up. So 7 plus 1 damage coming out from Hibiki thanks to S's effect. And there's the drag to hell now. Okay, Mist summons the Black Sheep Pan. And it's onto Sloth's side now. Let's see what he decides to go for. 4, 11, and 9 resources. A good amount of resources, but of course the problem with killing Pan is that its grave cost never increases, so you've got to be very careful about doing that. Skeleton comes out in front of the Black Sheep Pan. That'll be... That's 3 plus 3. The Black Sheep Pan will still kill the Skeleton before the Skeleton kills the Black Sheep Pan, though. I'm pretty sure, because it's going to be 2, 3, 3. Yeah, so the Black Sheep Pan just needs 2 turns to kill the Skeleton. Mrs. discards a card into the grave and charges up. Tau... No, not Tau. Okay, and Kiss of Succubus comes out. Okay, that will take care of the Pan, thanks to the Skeleton's attack. There it goes. Okay, so Sloth with a creature on the board, Mist with no creatures, but both players still doing well for resources and more or less equal in terms of HP. Let's see how this goes. Elephant comes out in front of Moth. And Skeleton. I actually have a moth buzzing around in here. I think it just went in my hair. And decides to charge up, trying to just maintain as much of a resource parity as possible. And it keeps going into gold. It's a lot of gold on Miss Zero's side, and not a lot of other resources. Hellhound comes out, very interesting. Oh, but snagged by the cocoon trap. Ouch. That's unfortunate, but at least it isn't in front of any particular creature. The elephant will, of course, now kill the skeleton. Doesn't even need S's ability in order to do so. Oh, interesting. Tager comes out, deals with both the cocoon and the skeleton at the same time, clearing the field for the elephant and putting Moth into a very awkward situation. Another discard into nature, so almost certainly another cocoon trap, and that is, what, 12 damage on the field plus an extra 2 from S's effect. Cursed Frog comes out. Okay. Now, Moth has a lot of nature, so still a possibility that he can do something here. Let's see. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to choose this deck, but here it goes. Okay. Okay. Hunter Piolet. Okay, no, it's perfectly viable. I mean, Hunter Piolet, we've seen other players using this in the sub-battle so far. No need to feel guilty about it. It's an extremely powerful card, but it's not a gimmick. And both of those creatures are down. Moth, of course, managing to keep his high nature resources. Missed charging up on his first action. And let's see, does he decide to go defensive, charges up a second, or is he going to go offensive here and try to provoke a reaction? Does he have something to provoke a reaction? Charges up 3 times, goes pure defensive. Ooh, bold on Sloth's side there. 8 cards coming out of the grave puts him down at 1 HP. If Miss Zero's been keeping an Arrow of Revenge in the back, this could be the end of the game. Minibee says, you need to feel guilty, Moth. That's nice. In before Arrow of Revenge? No. Yeah. Let's see. Does Mist have an arrow? Well, the hunt kind of implies that he doesn't, unless he's being bad manners. Decides to charge up. Charges again. Okay. In before slap. Yeah, slap would also work. Yeah. Sloth charges up, revives from the grave. And plays Elf. Okay, let's see. What will Miss Zero decide to do here? Discards into Darkness, which is quite interesting. Is he bringing out something big? Is he bringing out Relius again? Could be. Let's see. He's thinking about it. Which is really right down to the wire. Both players have enough resources now to do pretty much anything they want to each other in terms of creature cards and removal spells and things like that. So Miss Zero is really considering his options here. And decides to drop 9. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So 9 is out onto the field, and that is tricky for Sloth. Protecting Azure, that is the meaning of my existence. Okay, so Sloth needs to take care of that 9 immediately, or it's going to kill him. The Hino Kagutsuchi is not a huge threat to him, given that it has no attack value, and Miss Zero would appear to have no way of buffing his own attack value. So let's see. I think we're seeing a pure Blaze Blue card. Thing. Not entirely pure, but almost. Ooh, okay. Natira's Needle. Alright. Alright. But you're reading her effect just to make sure you don't mess it up. Fair enough. Okay. Cursed Frog. And Hellhound. Okay, an interesting counter there by Sloth. Very expensive, but it does leave him with the Hellhound on the field, which is going to do a lot of them. Evil Bard is Hunt banned. No, you can use Hunt. The only thing that's banned is no hardcore gimmick decks. So no Gates of Hell and Waves of Life and things like that. Tau Kaka brought out. A very, very expensive card at level 3. Not really worth its cost, but with Miss Zero having like a billion gold, no reason to worry too much about it. Tager comes out, pushes the Hellhound out of the way and deals a certain amount of damage, but it looks like that's game. Yes, you can use it. You can use Hunt. Looks like you took me lightly. Piolet comes out. Not... Okay, at this point it is just bad manners, Moth. That is not necessary. Hellhound is going to land the finishing blow. You're not fighting a Fennec. Alright, and Hellhound lands the finishing blow. Not sportsmanlike, but well played. Very, very close fight there between Miss Zero and Sloth Lord. Very interesting decks, and well played on both players' sides. You just wanted to be safe, you only have 4 HP. You don't need to be safe, it's not a Fene hero. You're guaranteed to win. Don't play it safe. Alright, up next, and the last battle. This one really is the last battle. Kengi versus Evil Bard. Shame on Moth. You have no idea how often new cards work. Hellhound is not a new card. You're fine. Alright, so when you're ready, Kengi and Evil Bart. On your marks, get set, and go. Not my cards. Hmm? Talking about the cards Mist could have. Mist could not have had any cards that would have prevented Hellhound from dealing fatal damage. Literally impossible. Good stuff today, as always. Yes, some good fights. Some good fights. Was just waiting on this Kengi versus Evil Bart fight, but neither one of them is talking to me. So, okay, good. They're ready. Nice. It looks like they're transitioning. And here we go. Perfect. Alright, last fight of the Sunday sub-battles, but please stay tuned until after this fight because we're going to have some announcements about the tournament. Evil Bart up at the top with Tarlac and no mutants. Kengi down the bottom with L and 2 mutants. Both players using gold, nature, and light. So let's see how this goes. Evil Bart begins and discards a nature card into the grave. So you assume Ambush Vine, but it could also quite easily be Hidden Spider, and it might possibly also be Cocoon Trap, although that's less likely at this point. Imran just subscribed. Thank you very much, Imran. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so it was not Ambush Vine anyway, because the elf has been summoned, and the Ambush Vine has not been brought out. Hunt comes out, an expensive counter to the elf, but useful to get it out off the field. We're not going to see the two facing each other. Tarlac Master Race, yeah. Hi. Yeah, I always enjoy seeing Tarlac. I used to use Tarlac all the time back when we were just running the original heroes. He was really good. He's basically got a built-in book of knowledge. Citizen, interesting, comes out to block the leopard. Not really sure about the reasoning behind that, because the leopard, of course, is just going to kill it immediately. I mean, it is free, technically speaking. It will refund its own cost now, but now it has, of course, grave cost, so it becomes much less useful for later on. Let's see. Miniby, are we doing second round? No, we're just doing this round. Kengi got to fight a second time because Evil Bart wasn't ready to fight Mist Zero, so we had to kind of separate those two fights. But Evil Bart hadn't gotten a fight so far today, so we gave him this one. But no second round. We're already at 2 hours and 42 minutes, and I'm still sick. So we're going to finish up with this fight, and then we're going to do a quick announcement about the tournament, very, very quick, and then I will see everybody on Discord. Yeah. Incidentally, whilst Evil Bart is thinking about that, for anybody who is interested in joining the Arcanauts Discord, where we discuss Mabinogi Duel as well as other games and so on and so forth, please feel free to stop by. Got a lot of people chatting, thousands of messages every day. Come on and join in. Alright, Evil Bart charges up. And charges up twice. Interesting. Okay, so he's going to take 4 damage, and he's going to let the Golden Garden Cat get that extra 2 resources into Kengi's reserve. Kengi discards into nature, and at this point it is probably a Cocoon Trap. I can't see because I can't see down there. So let's see. Right, now Evil Bart really needs to deal with that Golden Garden Cat at the very least. The Leopard's not a huge threat with only 2 attack value, but the Golden Garden Cat's ability is just going to keep going nuts. Majin curious about Tarlac. Christelle the Succubus had a crush on him. She turned from Fomor to human to stay with him, but he was fatally wounded by Kichol and now hides in the northern sides of Erin. Okay. Do you just mean interesting fact about? Because it sounds like curiosity about Tarlac. It implies that you're asking a question. Anyway, okay, so creature sniped by the Cocoon Trap, but that does activate the Hidden Spider. Surprise attack comes out and does take care of that Golden Garden Cat. Kengi discards into nature, so again, almost certainly going to be another Cocoon Trap. And there's Susano. Boom. And boom, takes care of the Cocoon and the Hidden Spider. Youch. Alright, so let's see. Evil Bart's now in a very awkward situation here. Can't really remove that Susano easily. So, yeah, he's in a bit of a tricky situation. Bit tricky. He levels up to 3. Now, there is 10 damage out onto the field. If he has a surprise attack, now would be a really good time to use it. But if he doesn't, he's in a lot of trouble. So let's see how this goes. Imagine you love sharing your wide knowledge and learning too. That's the best way to be. Okay, so Kenki levels up to level 3 and will almost certainly decide to charge rather than playing anything, and he does. Okay, so 10, 1, 10 resources, and that is a lot of damage that's gone out there. Susanoo's ability activates, of course, but because there's no creatures out onto the field to kill, he doesn't regain any of his energy. So Susanoo will now not deal, will not do AoE damage anymore. So if Evil Bard could theoretically block it with a creature, although it's not ideal. It decides to charge. Interesting. Interesting. Martin's encyclopedic knowledge of Mabinogi lore. Yes. You should have a big Mabinogi lore day. Make a big video about it. I'll interview Majin about Mabinogi lore. Celica comes out. Okay. Alright, so she's going to summon Minerva. Now this is going to be interesting. If he wants Celica to kill the Susanoo, he's going to have to use a removal spell to dent the Susanoo's ability. But then Minerva is out in the open, and Kenki can quite easily remove that with a Flame Emission or a surprise attack. So, yeah, not a great position for Evil Bard to be in. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure we're about to see a Flame Emission come out and another 10 damage go into Evil Bard's HP. Bullet comes out as well. Okay, right next to the other two. Okay, that's gonna cause a lot of problems. Command hunting. Okay, so no Flame Emission. I would have expected to have just seen a Flame Emission go across the board, and then Susanoo would just have eliminated everybody. But apparently not. So let's see. Command hunting comes out, kills her, and Bingo, bango, and then Susanoo's ability will activate. It'll kill that hit. Well, oh no, because it's level 2. Yeah, it won't kill that hidden spider quite. That is 8 damage on Evil Bard's side, so that's nice, but unless he can remove the Leopard and Susanoo, and he can't, he decides not to bother and concedes the match. Okay, well played to both Evil Bard and Kengi there. Good decks, well played. And that is the last of the Sunday sub battles. All right. So, as far as the tournament announcements go, very quickly, just two things that everybody needs to be aware of. One, the tournament will be held next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 20th and the 21st of this month. There will be 24 players participating, so it's going to be a big one. Tune in. Number two, and this is important, the first place prize we can now confirm will be 10 million gold. Okay, first place prize 10 million gold. I'm talking to Brown at the moment about second place prize. If a particular something happens in the next day or two, then the second place prize is actually going to be pretty frickin' phenomenal as well. So stay tuned for that announcement. But first place prize, 10 million gold. Right in the gate. And that's after tax. Okay, we actually have a little bit of extra, so if you're a new player and you've got like a 20% tax, don't worry about it. Even taking tax into account, you will still be given your 10 million gold. 10 million smackaroos, indeed. Newcomers to the channel are really into quitting fights. Some of them are. I mean, you know, I don't do it personally, but you can see why. If you know that you're going to win, you don't want to drag it out too long. Post-tax, 10 million. Yes, that is 10 million gold net. You will be getting that, all of that. You know, even if you've got a high tax, we will give you more than 10 million gold so that when the tax hits, you will still be left with 10 million gold. Need to actually thank Brown there. He spent too much covering it. Yes, I was about to say, this donation, the 10 million gold, is done partially through the generosity of a lot of players who were kind enough to donate gold to the tournament by buying particular cards from the donation shop that Brown was running. And the surplus of the gold was made up by Brown himself. And when I say surplus, we are still talking millions here. So thank you very, very much to Brown. If anyone wants to if anyone wants to thank him properly, send your gifts to Buttsnuts, Butznutz, or visit his shop at FRXA. Cowpesh, you're coming for you 10 million. 10 million spent all in elves so they can stare at each other. Yes. All right, so this weekend, 20th, 21st, I will probably be doing a video announcing it, but please be aware, and everybody try to show up. First place prize will be 10 million golds, ching, and the second place prize is hopefully going to be something special as well. We're pretty sure we're going to be able to do something nice, but join the Arcanauts Discord server if you want up-to-date information about all of this. Apart from that, I will try to update, Facebook and videos and things as much as possible, but Discord means you're getting the information immediately. What's nuts is king. Yes. Put Azrael, big muscle dude, in the middle of two L's and enjoy them looking. Yeah. Beef sandwich. Okay, we will stop there on that quite disturbing pun. I don't think there's anything else I need to announce. I will link one more time the invite to the Arcanauts Discord channel. Please do join in and say hi to everybody if you have not already. To everybody who is already a part of the channel or who is signing up right now, I will see you in there in like 15-20 minutes once I've tidied up all this stuff and possibly stuff myself full of medicine. No better to end on than a beef sandwich. Alright, so that's it for this live stream. The next official live stream will be Saturday when we do the first round of the tournament battle. So please do tune in for that. It's going to be a good one. We've got 24 players and they're all really good. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. A special thank you to everybody who got involved in the Sunday sub battles today. You guys, the real MVPs. And as always, a super duper special thank you to all the Arcanauts who have subscribed so far. Until next time, guys and guyettes, have fun and good luck.